lot. Welcome back to another show here on Crafters TV. It is a pleasure to have your company. I'm not going to lie, it's Friday for me today, but it's Tuesday, and that's left me a bit discombobulated. I've been going around the office all morning asking people what they're doing with their weekend. I've been getting some very, very strange looks. So it's going to be a fantastic day, and we're going to kick it off with an amazing Softer Side of Life show, which is going to be brilliant. We have got some of the most gorgeous fabrics on this show. It is absolutely maybe some of my favourite ever fabric ranges in this show, which is brilliant. We've got some great deals, and we have got, well, when it comes to great guests, there's only one, of course. Sara's here with me in the studio. How are you, Sara? I'm
good. I'll tell Leanne you said that, you know. I will totally grass you up on that. What a show I've got planned for you. We've got one of my favourite things on. So you know I love my bag making. So we've got a set of bag making dies on here, and I'm actually going to try and make 2 bags in the show. It's a proper bag heaven show, this one. So you play your cards right, Joe, and it could work out well for you, this show. Let's just say, because he loves the fabrics I'm going to be using.
That's Sara saying, I know you think it's Friday, Joe, but you better behave. But yes, it is going to be an amazing show. There's loads of amazing stuff on it, and we're going to kick off with it's going to be the star deal of the show. It really is. It's our fabric strip rolls. I'm going to open one of these up because I always, whenever I used to see these on shopping TV before, you know, on the TV, on craft TV or demonstrations, I always looked at them and didn't think it was a lot of fabric. It is absolutely loads of fabric on these strip rolls. So let me just open this up and show you what you actually got here. So you can see there are 18 pieces in here, but let me just open one up and show you how big these are. They are absolutely massive. So if you want to use these for borders, you can. There are a lot of specific projects out there on the internet. If you go and have a look for fabric strips or jelly rolls, whatever they're called, I know they've got a few different names. Now £17.99 should be the price for one of these. However, you buy one, I said you buy one,
you get one free! Oh, I thought you were going to say it as well.
No. Yeah, you buy one, you get one free, which is amazing.
I'm taking credit for that. That was my idea to give them one free.
Well, it was a great idea, Sara. 10% of the stock has already gone. What I would say is a lot of this, I know it was one of our really popular ranges of fabric. We don't have all of it, all of the fabrics available at the moment. So this is a great way to get all of them, and loads of great projects that you're going to be able to do with these. Good luck to whoever tries to put that back into its lovely little roll. There we go. I'll just pop that one over here. Steph is our seamstress in the studio. She's giving me the eye. It's enough to say, oh, Joe, what have you done now? Right. We're only 2 minutes in. Oh, bag making dies. Now, these are beautiful. And do you know what? They're revolutionary as well. I'm going to say it because they just do all the cutting out for you, because I know for a lot of people that love to sew, they don't love to cut out. So if you've got our Gemini die cutting machine and you've got these, you can make beautiful bags really quickly and really simply. So this one here is going to make you the backpack, which is beautiful. You've also, Sara's got the back, beautifully modelled by Sara over there. And you actually made me one of these, and I've got it somewhere here in the studio, Sara.
Oh, well, you'll have to get it out and show everyone. Yes, if you missed that, crikey, that was a while ago I made you that, Joe. But we've got so this makes the lovely backpack satchel. So can you see it's a really good size because it's got this rounded bottom base. So I'm going to be making it with the gorgeous tapestry fabric that you've already seen Joe has on the table in front of him, which I know you guys are already loving. But I'm going to be showing you how to make this, and I've got a few little like hints and tips and cheats along the way. Are you going to show them your backpack that I made, Joe?
I feel like Dora the Explorer with this on. I love it. It's just enough to get a sandwich and a bag of crisps and maybe a little bottle of drink in there, or my massive salad box. Yeah, it would fit in there. It's really, really lovely. I really love this one. Sara made this for me ages ago. I've used it loads, and they're really nice and robust, which is wonderful. So you've got the backpack. You've also then got the satchel as well. Really beautiful. This is what the satchel's going to make for you, which is gorgeous. Sara's got another version of it over there. Now, normally you'd buy one for $29.99. However, today, $39.95, $29.99 gets you 2. Again, really usable, both of these bags, Sara. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, they're brilliant. I've made both of them several times now. And the thing is, a lot of my bags, I make them the little small, like makeup bags and things like that. This is the first time we did bag dyes on a bigger scale, and these would be brilliant, like for the kids. You know, so I could make my kids one of each with, you know, the latest fabric, probably some Avengers fabric or some Disney fabric or something. Or this would be a lovely gift, because, you know, I like to kind of make as gifts. These are brilliant to make for, you know, for your mum or for your friends or whatever. They've got this lovely little pocket on the front, and they're just a nice little size on the inside. So I will show you both of them over the course of the show. I've done a little bit of prepping over the weekend, got a lot of my stuff ready, but I'll still be able to show you both of the bags, fingers crossed, during the show.
The next clip I'm going to show you, it's all beautiful. How did I not know that we stocked this fabric and that it's on a cut by the metre as well? It is simply heavenly. I'm going to show it to you now. It is the New World Tapestry fabric that we've got for you, and it is simply beautiful. It's such a lovely heavy weight as well. It's almost like, it's kind of a cross between a cotton. It's really lovely and soft and drapes and falls like a cotton, but it's almost borderline sort of a Hessian. It's that kind of weight. So if you wanted to do beautiful cushions with this, it would look lovely. I think curtains would be gorgeous. Maybe a statement curtain you wanted to do with it. You've got 5 different options. That's Little Carnival that you've got just there, which I absolutely adore. The next one you've got here, so this one, that is Little Holland that you've got there. Those geometrics are gorgeous. You know me, I love a pop of colour. I think that is so modern and trendy. It's going to look beautiful. And of course, because it's got so much colour in it, it's going to go with everything. Also, alpacas and llamas. How popular are alpacas and llamas these days? You've got this gorgeous alpaca, or is it an alpaca or is it a llama? It is a llama. Now, what is the difference between an alpaca and a llama? That's what I want you to let me know in the comments. None of us in the studio got a clue. But again, really, really beautiful. We've then got for you here as well, the little Aztec, which is also beautiful. They're all on this really gorgeous heavy weight, which is wonderful. $5.39 or $7.64 individually. Now, as with all of our fabrics, remember these are cut by the meter, which is amazing. So it means that if you ordered 4 of these, it's a ½ meter piece you're seeing on your screen there. Ordered 4, we'd send you 2 meters, which is great, because if you wanted to do things like curtains with these, absolutely you're going to be able to do that. If you wanted to do, I don't know, dressmaking with them, absolutely. Oh, I lost one. I'll get that, don't you worry. You could absolutely do that. And then this one here, this is your horizon, as you can see. Really, really sort of abstract and modern. I think it's very, very beautiful. Really gorgeous. Your favourite one so far is the Little Carnival, which is the clamshell one that I just dropped on the floor. I'll pick that up in a minute. And then the llamas is your second favourite. Absolutely love that. I'll let you into a bit of an insight in our sort of pre-production meeting that we have. And I went, and we've got, of course, the Joe Louden fabrics. And Sarah's like, who now? And I was like, Joe Louden. And she was like, you mean John Louden? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly who I mean. We have got, what am I like? We have got the most amazing linens for you. I think linen is great because it is absolutely timeless. I love linen shorts, linen trousers. It's also beautiful in home decor. So we've got a few different options for you. The quality, you're going to have to take my word for it. The quality of this linen is absolutely second to none. And it's got a lovely amount of texture in it as well. It is really, really beautiful. So we've got a few different colours for you. This one here is the ivory that you've got. You've then got this one just here. That one is the natural. You've got the white as well. Really, really beautiful. I think my favourite actually are the next two. So in this one here, you've got the navy, which is this one here. It is really, really beautiful. And the colour as well, the pigmentation is beautiful on this. And then the next one you've got is the lavender. It's kind of, I'd say it's a bit more of a sort of putty pink than a lavender personally, but it is absolutely gorgeous. You've then got the aqua, which is this one just here. Really, really beautiful. Again, you can see the way it drapes and falls. It's absolutely gorgeous. The next one we've got is the stone there, as you can see. That one is absolutely beautiful. It's going to take me all show to put this display back together, by the way. You've then got the gold. That gold is kind of like a mustard. And I think with the, let me just bring this in together, put those two together. Oh, what a heavenly colour combination you've got there. The navy and the gold work so well together. And then you've got one more. And this one here is the brown, as you can see there. All of these simply stunning. I know that loads of you multi-ordering on those already. Now, definitely pop yourself across to the website, crafterscompanion.co.uk or .eu, and shop ahead. Loads of you doing that already. There's loads of stuff on the show. We might not even get to some of it. We've got some beautiful patchwork dies on the show for you. These are the jewel and clamshell patchwork dies. 8 dies there in total. $31.99. You're saving more than you're spending. $31.99. Or $31.96. Shut the front door and get down the Bureau de Change. It's cheaper in the USA. How amazing is that? So definitely grab those. We've got a lovely little essential tool bundles for you on the show. We've got the rotating cutting mat, and we've got the rotary cutter, and we've thrown in that charm pack for you as well, which is lovely. With a great saving too. 10% of the stock there has already gone. Right, we've got the concealed zips for you. These are fabulous for a whole host of different projects, from to dressmaking to so much more. $4.99. You've got a choice of colours here. You can go for the black. You've also got the white, or you can go for the brown. We've got them all there for you. They're all half price. Again, lots of people might be ordering on those ones. The decorative panel dies. These are gorgeous. Can't wait for you to see these a little later in the show. Again, we're saving twice as much as you're spending. These are 2/3 off, which is amazing. $15.99, $22.38 if you want to get those. If you're maybe on the lookout for some gifts for others, I think you'd be hard pushed to beat the makery items that we have for you. This is the crochet slippers that we've got just there. Brilliant, $4.99. Again, 2/3 off of those. Wonderful. All the instructions, the hook, the yarn, everything you need is in there. We've also got the cloud cushion available for you as well. And this cloud cushion is that craft kit, $8.99. Or $12.60, and again a really great saving there on that one. Oh, the next one. Can I show it? Can I just show it live to you, because I think you need to see it. It is from Totally Tiffany, and it is absolutely ingenious. Let me just show you what you get. So what you get is you get 2 packs of your folders, almost clips if you will, and then what happens is these folders, so they're the inserts basically, that part there, so you get 20 of those, and then what you get the files that they go into. So I've got 4 basically you're getting for each one of your fabric files that you've got here. So then you pop these in, which is amazing, and then you've got those beautifully stored. They're also tabbed on the top here, so if you want to mark them as linens or your cottons on another one, you can. And the great thing is, yes, you can maybe store your fabric on a bolt if you want to, but how often does it get a bit mucky? Move it around your craft room. With this, you know what you've got on there. It's all beautifully stored for you, and especially if you go to like sewing clubs or sewing classes and stuff like that, you're going to love it. So you get 20 of the inserts and you get 5 of these folders, so you're getting basically 4 times what I'm showing you there, which is brilliant. It holds a lot of fabric. Very busy on those already. $29.49 or $31.18. It's the first time you've seen it already, just on the preview. 10% of the stock has gone there already. Right, I think it's safe to say Sarah's going to start with one of her favourite sewing tasks. Isn't that right, Sarah?
I am. I could happily make bags all day. Now, I'm going to use some of Joe's favourite fabric, okay? So I've pre-done some of the cutting, but for any of you who are brand new to this, I want you to see it right from the very beginning. So this is the set of dies as they come. And I know you look at them and think, what on earth, how does that work? But on the back, it tells you where to go through to get the full instructions, and you can print the instructions off the website, and this will then show you step by step exactly how to make the straps, how to get all of your preparation ready, and how to put everything through together. Okay, so I'm going to follow this through step by step right through till the very end. But what I'm going to do is start off first of all by showing you the dies. Now, for anyone who's completely new to this, all of these dies can cut through up to 8 layers of fabric. They are our much thicker dies, which means you can cut your fabric, your wadding if you want, and the lining all in one go. Now with this one, I'm actually going to this is a really thick fabric, so I'm going to try and get away without putting any of the wadding inside. I'm just going to use just this, Joe. Now, can you see, if you look at the bag, and I've got that actual bag from the front in here, right? So if you look at the actual bag, this bit here, the flat bit, is what you would use this die for, right? So this is going to be your flap. And everything, you fold your fabric in half, you'll see. This one here does the bottom. So can you see it's got this oval shaped bottom? That's going to cut your bottom. This is for your strap. And then this one here, Joe, is for the large outer bag. So it's going to make the outside. And I just love that everything is kind of measured up for you, because there's nothing worse than getting patterns, following the patterns, cutting them out, tracing round, drawing around them, cutting that out, losing a little bit. And can you see each one of these, it's got like a little marker fold line, because what we're going to do is we're going to fold our fabric in half, then this will come over here, can you see, and you put these on your fold line. So if I just get I've got myself a brand new nice metal plate out, and my recommendation would be, when you're doing a lot of fabric cutting, you are probably going to want to have a new metal plate. Maybe it's once a month. Well, it depends on how every you know, half a dozen to a dozen projects, you might want to replace your metal plate out. Now what I'm going to do though, Joe, great tip here, I'm going to pop this on, and because I want that to hold there, I'm going to stick the dye to the fabric to the metal plate. And I'm going to do exactly the same at the bottom end. I'm going to get lined up the dye, the fabric and the metal plate all in one go, so that that won't move as we're going through the machine. And what you have is you have your base plate, your metal plate, which we're going to cut into, then you have the frosted shim, then you have the top plate, and that is ready to cut. Now I'm just cutting through the 2 layers, but bear in mind you could be cutting the fabric and the lining, which you see I've already stitched the lining together because it's exactly the same as the process of doing the top one. We're doing the fabric, the lining. I generally do the wadding separately just because of the nature of the cut, but you could be literally cutting all of them at once in one go.
It's amazing that it cuts 2 layers of that fabric, because it is a really heavyweight fabric, that one, isn't it?
It is, and then look, see this lifts straight out, and that is cut. That is exactly the right size, perfect to go into the base. So if you have a little look, say if you're watching me do all the cutting, okay, that was the one for the base. And then if I show you, I've also done the one, here's the flap. So can you see exactly the same here, Joe? And this one, I cut over the fold, and I cut the 2 layers for the flap, so that this comes out exactly and makes the flap. And then I also did the 2 layers for the actual base of the bag itself. So this big one here is the base, and you can see this here. Let's pop this over. This cuts both of those at once. Yep, so you can see that there. We can cut all of them. So all of my cutting is done. I'm going to start and piece it together. So we're going to follow through the instructions, and what I'm going to do first of all is do the lovely flap. Okay, so there's my outer flap. And then here is the lining that I've done, and I've just got it ready and put the little breast. It's up to you how you want to do it as a closure. But what you're going to do is you're going to take the 2 right sides together, and then we're just going to pin that in place, and I'm going to stitch all the way around the outside. I'm saying pin. I'm looking for my little box of, I've got some pins. Oh,
loads of people saying hello this morning. Sarah Brown is saying hi. Maxine's in. I can see Diane, Georgianne, Sandra. I love that we have taken loads of our paper crafters and we've encouraged them over to the softer side of life, which is lovely, because I know loads of you are crafting, fabric crafting or sewing for the first time. Need to let you know the fabric roll already. It's a buy one get one free. This is one that you're getting here. You're getting 18 strips of the most gorgeous fabric from one of our most popular threaders fabric ranges as well. This one here that you've got is $17.99 or $17.95.
See, look, you know where I wanted
I've got a stage invader.
They were on here. Look, this is where they are. Right.
I didn't put them there.
Looking all over for them, Joe. I was looking all over for them.
18 strips. You get 36 strips in total. 20% has sold out and gone. They're very, very busy. Already start to the show. But loads of people saying good morning. Diane, Jane, LJ, Sarah, Anna Dore is saying hi as well. Loads of you.
Is now a good time while I'm doing my sewing, Joe?
Do you think now's a good time?
I think now would be.
I'll start. Do you quickly tell us what you're doing? I'll grab it.
Right, we've got something to show you that Anna sent us. She sent it quite a while back, actually. I don't know why. We've been waiting for a show with me and Joe doing a softer side to tell everybody about it. What I'm going to do though is I'm just going to go right around here. I'm leaving 1/4 of an inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go slow, which is not in my makeup generally, Joe, when we get into these corners. So I'm just going to go all the way around here and then stitch this together, turn it over and give it a press. Or maybe you could keep this in the top corner, Joe, so you can still see what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I've got it then. I'm ready to show you. So, we had the most amazing gift sent in to us from Anna Dorr, and I'll show it to you just a second. It says, please accept these mini frontline hero bears on a keyring in appreciation for all you do for us crafters, especially in these uncertain times. From all the shows on Crafters TV to the great customer services team, I for one have experienced the great demonstration on TV shopping channel on the personal Facebook Live some of you have done during lockdown. She goes on to say, thank you so much. I've crocheted 18 keyring bears and 1 full-size bear. I thought you could
I've got the full-size one.
You feel you could keep him around the office for a mascot. I think we should keep him in the studio. I think he belongs to be on TV all the time. But can I show you?
I'll show you.
Well, there he is.
How gorgeous is he? Come and have a little look. Do you want me to show him in front of me? Something? There he is. Isn't he gorgeous? All in purple. Purple scrubs. He's looking great. The work in these is absolutely unbelievable. So, yes, you can sit and keep an eye on me doing my sewing.
And she's basically sent us this massive box full of all of these little keyring ones for us as well. Let me grab one. I've got one over here. So she sent them in. Let me show you how cute they are. They are super adorable. And it's beautiful crochet work as well. So she sent them in for Sarah, Leanne, myself, Craig, Fiona, Debbie, Lizzie's got one as well. And then loads of people over in customer service as well. So Sharon, Sophie, Julia, Catherine, Michelle as well, and Laura also and she's popped us in 4 spare ones as well, which is really, really lovely, isn't it? They are absolutely gorgeous. Anna, thank you so much for those. We really, really appreciate them. They're really, really lovely. I certainly, for one, can't wait to pop one on my keyrings. I think I'm going to put it on my house key. That's what's going to go and take it with me everywhere as my little mascot. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, so, do you know, we've been sent some absolutely gorgeous presents through from people, so we've been very lucky, haven't we, Joe? Even though we've been in lockdown, we've had
chocolate, we've had, haven't we? You've had gorgeous flowers sent in as well.
So, right, all I'm doing, Joe, just so you know, is giving this a really good press. Now, I'd usually go around and top stitch it, but I'm very conscious of wanting to get through a few bags at once, so I think I'll just give it a nice press instead, and then, because I'm not gonna, I want to get more, it's more about showing you than getting it absolutely perfect, okay? So there is that gorgeous fabric that's making the flap, okay? Now, what I'm gonna then do, Joe, is I've done the little handle that goes on the top. It's pretty straightforward. All I've done is stitched a little bit of that over. So that handle is going to go on the top around about ½ an inch down from the top, right? I don't know if I can quite reach this like that. Yeah, so I'm going to just hold that in place. Actually, that is where, you know I don't like a pin, Joe, but that is where a pin probably wouldn't come in wrong, to hold that in place. And I'm just going to stitch my handle on at both little sides down here, okay? So I'm going to go give that a nice stitch.
Loads of people saying how adorable Anna's little heroes are that she sent in for us. Shadai saying so cute, how great are they? Anne saying, oh, how cute that they've even got little masks as well. OMG, the tiny ones. So cute, so thoughtful. Our very own Bernie as well saying, how lovely, what a kind gesture, adorable, says Diana. They really are amazing. Thank you so much for those, Anna. Anne's asking, what is the fibre on those tapestry fabrics? Now, I'm guessing, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Sarah, it's a cotton. I'm guessing they're cotton.
Yes, it is indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's, I don't know what the name is for the way that it's treated, but it's a very, very heavyweight cotton, which is wonderful.
Well, like I said, I'm using it here without any wadding for the bag, so you'll see just how nicely it comes out. And actually, you can see that. Oh, I do like that clamshell one, Joe. I do really like that.
And I think if you were popping that, if you were doing cushion cover or something, there's nothing else you'd need to do that. Just finish that. Maybe a little bit of piping on there would be gorgeous. And that is a cushion cover.
He's desperate for us to make him some cushions out of that clamshell.
You know what?
Desperate.
My friend John Turvey said to me, he's a whiz on the sewing machine. And he said, when I move into my new house, he's going to come and stay with me for a couple of days and make absolutely everything, as long as I just provide the fabric. So I'm thinking I'm going to get some fabric in this show, and then he's going to whiz it up for me, Sarah.
Good thinking. I tell you what I've got a fantastic tip for you now, right? Get that backpack out, Joe, that I made you last time, because it's good. However, the one thing I was disappointed with, if you show everybody, is the straps feel a little bit flimsy. Just show them your straps really up close. He's modelling it. Show them the straps up close. This is the straps. It is exactly as they are in the pattern, but they felt quite flimsy. Well, you know, we've got this awesome stuff. I saw it and I was like, if I'm making that bag again, I need some of this. So, foam on a roll, right? So for all of your bag handles, this is absolutely, look how strong it is, and it's just 2.5 inches, literally ready to go. So anyone doing backpacks, pretty much anyone going for this, it's £7.49.
Yeah.
Please, if you're going for the bag sets today, just get a bit of this because it's absolutely brilliant.
It's half price, but Sarah, a quarter of the stock has gone already there, so you all need to be quick for that if you want it, especially when you see what you're going to do with it, which is fantastic. Loads of people still commenting away. Any questions that you've got about anything? I know sometimes the dyes and stuff that we show you, or some of the techniques, maybe they raise a lot of questions for you. Pop them in over on our social media, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, and I'll pick them up out of the comments and pop them to Sarah as we go through this show.
Right, so do you want to have a look at what I've done? So it's not what the instructions say, but it's pretty self-explanatory, right? What I've done is I've taken that foam on a roll and I've just cut a strip of the fabric a little bit wider and just tucked it round. So I've sewn down one side, but I've left the other side so that I can show you. So basically all the way down, you've just got that, you just cut it a tiny little bit wider, wrap this around, give it a really, really good press, so that it's easy to kind of sew down. And then I've done the two and just fed them over and just use these are my quilting clips from home, these ones. I haven't got the nice purpley ones, right? So you just want plenty of quilting clips on here. And then all I'm going to do, because my Stitch Pro is so awesome, Joe, I'm just going to stitch all the way down and it will go through the 4 layers of that really thick fabric and the foam on a roll. Look here though, right? I've cut the foam on a roll a tiny bit shorter so that when I'm stitching this into the bag, I'm actually going to be stitching just through the 2 layers of fabric instead of the foam, because it just didn't need it. Just didn't need to go through the foam. So I'm going to go all the way down that other little side of the strap, Joe. Okay?
Wonderful. Loads of people saying hi. Maxine this morning saying hi, Joe and Sarah. Looking forward to today's show. Elizabeth on YouTube says hi everybody. Looking forward to the softer side of life again. I know I am. See you all soon. Also Jan Roberts says good morning, Sarah and Joe from New Baltimore, Michigan. Sarah's looking beautiful this morning, says. Isn't she just?
Oh,
she always looks beautiful.
You guys are always sweet with me.
Anne says also pretty blue dress today. Really like it. Lynn says, good morning, Sarah, Joe and everyone. I'm watching from the Isle of Wight today from a beautiful sunny Seaview beach. And yes, I've got my tote bag with me. I did say it would make a great beach bag, didn't I, earlier in the week?
You did say, hey, it was making a good caravan bag for me yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, I took some of the travel mugs to the caravan for the in-laws. I had the day off yesterday, everyone. And I took my... so my travel mugs, and then also I took them in the nice little tote bag. It was really handy.
Oh, lovely. Anna saying backpack will be good for the back of my mum's wheelchair when I'm pushing her around on day trips. Great
Yes.
stuff. Especially if you make those straps adjustable as well. You can really tighten them up. Love the Aztec fabric, says Elizabeth. It is very, very busy on that. Llamas, Alex says, llamas have banana-shaped ears and are bigger than alpacas. There we go. I've got some alpaca, no, hang on. Have I got llama facts or alpaca facts? I've got llama facts coming up for you later in the show.
well, we can look forward to that then, can't we?
Yeah, I mean, don't go anywhere. I mean, you wouldn't want to miss that.
Right. Are you ready? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I've started putting this all together a little bit, okay? So you've got, bear in mind, we've cut out, I'd already cut them, but you've got the back and the front of your fabric, right? So I've already put my little popper on the front. So I know this one's going to be the front. This is going to be the back. Now watch what the pattern calls for. 2 longer straps, right? And then also 2 shorter ones, because you're going to put the rings on to make them adjustable. If you don't want to make them adjustable, just make these a lot longer and then you can stitch them into the top and bottom. But I am going to make them, just because I have a tendency to sometimes get a little bit wrong, okay? So I find it much easier to be able to adjust them once they're in. So remember what I said, Joe, about at the top, I'd left the foam on a roll a little bit shorter so that I can stitch this in. So I'm just going to eyeball. Do you know what might be a little bit easier than eyeballing, Joe? If I get me rotary, if I get my cutter out, my mat, and then I can actually measure it properly.
It's super busy on that rotating mat already. It comes with the rotary cutter, which is brilliant.
This one?
And you also get the Vintage Flowers charm pack, 36-piece charm pack, and the rotor cutter and the mat, 24.99 or 34.95. 10% gone there, Sarah, already.
So basically, for the price of the rotating cutting mat, you're getting all the extras thrown in.
Absolutely.
Works out well to me. Right, so I've put my halfway point on my 6 inches. So don't you move there, don't you move at all, right? And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, so let's put this at the little 2 inch mark and clip this on. And then I'm going to put the other one 2 inches in from the other edge and clip this one on as well. So 2 inches in from here would be at the 10 one. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with the ones on the bottom. So I've done the shorter ones. So all you're going to do is, again, where I've left the open edge, I'm going to bring this down in exactly the same place. So just make sure they're all lined up. Yep, they're all lined up nicely. And then I'm going to stitch these into place, Joe, before I do anything else, like stitch the flap or anything like that on.
Okie doke. Sue Hood says, a sweet info from Facebook says, I bought the bag dies. They're brilliant. I was intimidated at the thought of making a bag. Saw these and wow, made the backpack and the satchel. My next is going to be the round one. Janine also agrees and says the die sets are so clever. Christine is letting me know that the lavender we've got on the show, she says she thinks it might be a French lavender because French lavender is a deep purple with a more muted pink tone. I'd say that is definitely what that linen is then, Christine. Maxine says, I've just completed 2 pairs of curtains, which was my first ever sewing project, as I was a total newbie, but Sarah inspired me. Maxine, you know what you've got to do, don't you? Send us in a picture. We love it when you send in pictures of the things that you've been making. You can do that by emailing us studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Maxine, I'd love to see those curtains that you've made. Georgie Ann says, I started as a sewer making my clothes, then soft sculpture dolls, and then went into paper crafts. Also, someone's going back the other way because we seem to have a lot of viewers in this show that were paper crafters and are now doing their sewing. Loads of love still for Anna Dawes' beautiful bears that she sent in to us. Janine loves your dress as well. There's a lot of love for that dress today, Sarah.
Can I just tell you, in terms of feeling a lot of love, I'm feeling a lot of love. The fact that people are saying that watching this show has inspired people to start and do some sewing. I cannot tell you how that totally warms my heart. I mean, that was exactly when lockdown started. This was one of the shows that we started to hopefully get people who maybe had a sewing machine at home but hadn't done any sewing in a long time to get into it, or people who wanted to get into a new hobby to try something. I think that I'm just thrilled that loads of people have taken this up, because I've done more sewing since lockdown between doing all of the I've done loads of masks. I'm now in the middle of doing masks for all of my friends. Also, I've been doing some garden furniture for my mother-in-law. I've been sewing some it was actually one of the more advanced projects that I've done a couple of little quilts for my niece. Just when I say quilts, more like play mats, lap quilt type size things. So there's loads of stuff. I've really got into it through this time. It's been fabulous.
It is absolutely, it's so lovely to see all the things that you guys have been making. That foam on a roll, it's a quarter gone now. If you want the foam on a roll, you need to be quick for that. Denise says, what magic is Sarah working? She looks 10 years younger this morning.
Hey, I'm totally going to take, I don't know what magic I'm working, but I'm totally going to take that. Fabulous. Yeah, I didn't wash my hair. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the extra half an hour in bed did me the world of good.
Maybe that's what it is, yeah.
Right, should we put the flap on, right? Now, think about this, right? So the flap, it's going to have to go face down like this, because when it comes over, it's going to be attached there. This is the Sarah School of Sewing. I have to always think it through. So again, you've got the middle point on the, we had the middle point on here, which we knew was the 6 inches. I can see my middle point on the edge of here. I'll just fold it over just to be on the safe side and just give that a little crease. So that is going to line up in the middle here. So I'm just going to pin these along. By pin, I mean stick me crochet clips on. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to stitch this along here, and then we'll be ready to connect the 2 sides together and put the base in. I tell you what, we're flying through this bag, aren't we? And this is quick. The thing. Who was it who said they thought it was, bag making looked really complicated, and then they got these bag making dies. Fabulous.
It
right.
really is. Cynthia says, I used to work next to a lovely lady that had an alpaca farm. She had their hair turn into yarn. She gave me some skeins. It's super soft and fine. I just need to figure something to make with it. I've actually had alpaca yarn and crocheted with it, and it is absolutely divine. It is heavenly. Right, do you want some alpaca facts? No, are we having llama facts or alpaca facts? I can't remember. Llamas are bigger than alpacas with longer faces. There's
Right.
one. Alpacas are also more furry and produce a fleece rather than a fur. They've also got smaller ears. Llamas are also more independent than alpacas. I like
They're more
alpacas.
independent.
It's Laura is giving me these comments. So Laura likes alpacas. Llamas or alpacas? They look the same to me. I'm going to say it. Alpacas across the land are offended. I'm sorry. Very busy on those bag making dyes. Also super busy still on the Be Happy fabric roll. We'll do a big recap at the end of this demonstration of loads of the things that are in the show.
That Be Happy
that you
fabric's
guys are
not going to
loving.
sell out before the end of the demonstration, though, is it not? 'Cause
Not
that's
before the end of
always
the
my worry,
demonstration.
that you stay quiet for my demo, but then people get cross with me if things sell out before the end.
It's definitely going to go, but I think you'll be right to the end of this demo. 30% now, though, has already sold out and gone, so you will need to be moderately fast. Let's say moderately fast.
I know you love that one, don't you?
It's beautiful. It really is.
There you go. So that is all connected in there. Now, actually, look, I haven't quite got there. What I'm going to do is just go along that one a little bit more, just catch a little bit more, and that's why it's worth doing this just a little piece at a time, because all this is just going to be inside, so nobody's going to see it, Joe.
Wonderful. And also think about playing around with this. I mean, this is quite a grown-up one, isn't it? With that beautiful fabric that we've got on the show today. Think about making it, though, for the little ones. Think about getting some of their favourite characters. You can get lots of lovely licensed fabrics, like things like Harry Potter and all their favourite superheroes. Imagine making bags for the children or the grandchildren in those styles of fabric using the same design.
Oh, they'd be fabulous. I mean, I had bought some Harry Potter fabric. I'm thinking I could make little matching backpacks for the boys, because it's only about an hour and a half's project if you do it from start to finish. Now, I've obviously done some of this, right? So I've got my other front. Watch what we're going to do, Joe. We're just going to sew down the two sides. Yep, we're going to sew the two front pieces together. Then I'm going to do the little bit where we sew the base in. So this bit's the easy bit. But I'm going to do this. Can you see? This is how it's going to go, but we're actually going to do it. Look, I'm not going fast enough there. I'm going to put, obviously, the right sides together. There we go. So you've got the right sides together in the front, and just clip these together and stitch down the sides. And even though it's that thicker fabric, it's still going to go absolutely no problem. Right.
So I've had a lovely offer from the wonderful Bernie.
Go on.
She just messaged me in the comments, said, if you buy the clamshell fabric, Joe, I'll make you some cushions out of it. Oh! How lovely is that? Bernie, she's such a good egg, is our Bernie. She always makes me loads of lovely, wonderful things. But Shadiah says as well, just agreeing with lots of people are saying how much they're loving all the shows. And also, we're now live with you every single day, twice a day, which is amazing. You get your CTV fix every single day of the week at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. Of course, if you're on the East Coast, that is 6 a.m. and 11 a.m., which is brilliant. Also, remember this week, very, very special, Friday night, we're going to kick off the weekend in style, myself and Sarah. We've got HSN preview coming up, looking ahead to next week's HSN Craft Day. So loads of things to stay tuned for this week. And also, there's a very special Colour Me Happy show happening this Friday as well. Are you doing that one, Sarah?
Of course I am. That's what they call pull and rank, Joe.
Absolutely.
I am absolutely pull and rank and doing that show. Should we tell them?
Yeah.
So if you like colouring in, you know we did the discovery kits. And the illustration discovery kit was one of your favourites out of all the ones that we did. So I've managed to persuade the girl who designed that kit. So she's called Tatiana. Those of you who have the discovery kits will know all about Tatiana, because you'll have read about her inside the instruction leaflet. It talks a little bit about her. So Tatiana is going to be joining me live. She is going to do an advanced illustration colouring class with me, teaching me loads of the techniques that she knows. So way more advanced than anything I've ever done before, Joe. But she's going to do that live on the Colour Me Happy show. And what we're going to do is we're going to have she's hand-drawn some images ready to teach me with. You can all join in that show because you can download what she's going to teach me, and you can all work along at the same time.
Oh, make sure you mark your diaries. Christine says, Joe, will you run through the pattern fabrics again? I missed them at the start. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, before you do that, because I'm going to be doing a lot of sewing in a minute.
Right.
So how about I just show you what I'm going to do next,
Okey-doke.
and then you can show them all that. So we've got the bags open at the top, okay? But it's open all the way through at the moment. So we're going to take that base that you saw me cut, right? So here is the base, and bear in mind you want the right sides together. So because the right sides are in the middle, we're going to go with the base in the middle, right? And I'm also going, we can see the halfway point there. I'm going to mark the little, in fact I'll just put a tiny little cut in. I'm going to mark the halfway point at these two ends here, because when you're doing a circle, Joe, you want to basically line up your 4 points and then work around it. So can you see if I take this here, this is going to connect onto there, and I pop this on in here, right? And then I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. So there was the halfway point, there's the halfway point on here, and we're just going to have to make sure when I'm going around that I'm just going to catch in those little bits here. And then these here, where I put that little cut, I'm going to line that little cut up with the seam. So can you see I'm going to grab that seam in there, and then the same at the bottom here. And I like this bag, Joe, because it is, a lot of the other bags that we do don't have, you know, they maybe have a gusset in or something. This is much easier than putting a gusset in, having this rounded bottom. So you can see there how it's going to form.
How
nice
much fabric do you think you need for one bag?
I would say a half a metre. As long as you're not, a half a metre of the tapestry fabric would make you a bag, and then you just need a half a metre of lining fabric as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We've got both of those on the show, which is really handy. Right, are you all right sewing them for a minute? If I whiz through a few different bits, Sarah?
So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just connecting all these up. I'm just on my last couple of little bits here. Loads and loads of those quilting clips. You see, I've got all those connected up nicely. I know you've all been getting loads of that recently. So I've just used them all the way around. And all I'm going to do, this side's thinner because it's the front, hasn't got the handles in. So I'm going to start at the first edge and sew around that side first. So as long as you can kind of see, I'm just going to start at the piece here and just take my time. This is why I didn't use a wadding jaw, just because this was so, because the fabric was so thick. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to piece this all the way around, taking my time, which is something you don't see me do very often. I'm normally quite gung-ho. So I'm just going to take my time to make sure all this fabric's lined up. Can you see is there? Yeah, there you go, all the way through.
Awesome. Right, I'll whiz you back through them fabrics then, if that's okay. So let me go through them for you. So you've got firstly the carnival, which is this one just here. So you can see it's absolutely beautiful, really, really lovely. It's like a clamshell design on here, which is wonderful. I love all of the vast array of colours in there. You've got a quarter of the stock gone here on the carnival. Really lovely. The weight on it is absolutely superb. Right, the next one you've got, I'm definitely going to make a mess here. I apologise to whoever comes in and has to tidy up this mess afterwards. This one here is this is Little Holland. Half the stock of the Little Holland has sold out and gone. It's this gorgeous geometric. I think that the Little Holland and the clamshell go beautifully together. I might have to whiz off and get an order in, you know, during the show, Sarah, because I think otherwise I don't think it's going to last, and it's the last of it. So I definitely need to maybe stealth place an order on my iPad whilst we do it during the show. The llama, if you want the llama is actually limited stock now already. It is absolutely beautiful. It must be those facts. That's the reason I reckon it's gone limited stock, Sarah.
I'm just warning you, that is literally, we aren't getting these back in. With fabrics, you see, they only print so much and then they generally don't go back and reprint it again. So this is the only chance. So I'm not kidding you, Joe. If you need some of that clamshell, I think you need to be getting somebody to order you it before it goes in the show, because we can't magic more out of thin air.
Okay, I better put a call. I better email someone in customer services. Right, this one here is your Aztec. 40% of the Aztec has now sold out and gone, which is brilliant. And then finally, the last option that you've got for now, whilst they are all in stock, is this one just here. Now, this is gorgeous. 10% has gone on this one. This is your Horizon, which is lovely. The weave on this has got such great texture to it. I love that. We've also got the John Louden fabrics available for you, the beautiful linens on the show, and they really are. For linens, I think linen sometimes can be a little bit scratchy, whereas this, I mean, obviously, if you launder this, it's going to get even softer, but actually already you can see the way it sort of drapes and falls is really, really beautiful. A quarter of the stock is it of the ivory, Half the stock now of the ivory has sold out and gone. The next one we've got for you is the natural that you can see just here. Again, they work beautifully together. I think the ivory and the natural look brilliant together. $6.25 for these half-metre pieces here. So that is the natural. We have also got for you the white, which is really, really lovely. Would make great trousers, this one. I love my personal favourite, I think, is this one here, which is the gorgeous navy. It really is beautiful. And it is, again, the most gorgeous quality that you've got. We've then got the lavender, kind of like a sort of putty pink, a really lovely sort of French lavender that you've got just there. The next one we've got is this one is the aqua, really beautiful, very lovely, vibrant, sort of sea blue colour that you've got there. The next one we've got is this is the stone, again, beautiful, really lovely. And the great thing about sort of taupes and stones and ivories and browns is that they are timeless, aren't they? They really are. They're not going to go out of fashion, which is great. The gold, beautiful. Really love this gold. I think it's almost kind of a borderline sort of a mustard yellow, a goldy mustard yellow, really beautiful. And then you've got the brown. I think the brown and the gold would work wonderfully together. But my favourite colour combo, one that I'd be going for, is I'd be going for a couple of metres of the gold along with a couple of metres of that blue. I think they're stunning together. Now, obviously you've got all the fabric. You're definitely going to need somewhere to store it, aren't you? Let me just, let's just, there we go. I'll sort that out in a minute. Let's just, so tidy, so neat and tidy. Now, let's just pop this down. So we've got, from Totally Tiffany, this is ingenious. It is your fabric storage. So what you get is, you actually get 20. They're like reusable, almost like reusable bolts, or, if you will. So you can take your fabric, whether you've got it folded or whether you bought it on a bolt, you can unwind it, you can put it onto here, which is great. Now you get 20 of these in this selection. It's going to keep your fabrics all beautifully pristine and clean because you're going to put it into the folders. So you get 5 of the folders. So I've got there 4 of those sort of reusable bolts, if you will. It all clips in beautifully and it will take a whole host of different sizes in there. And that means then I can store those if I want to. If I want to put them into some sort of file, you've even got the tab tops at the end there, so you can pop the names and things on there if you want to. $29.49 gets you all of the inserts, 20 of the inserts and 5 of the folders, which is great. $31.18 if you're in the US. Right, how are you getting on with that sewing over there, Sarah?
Awesome. I was actually, I finished about a minute ago. I was just waiting for you to pause for breath so I could jump in and tell you. And I was just checking my handwork because I've got caught short here where I haven't realised, I've been so engrossed in it, I haven't realised I've not caught one of them. But actually, I've checked my handiwork all the way around and I've managed to get that spot on. So all of that's going to be inside. Should we have a little look at how the bag's looking, right? That's going to be the base of my bag. So if you wanted to maybe put some wadding on the base, you could, but just to make, because the fabric's it's so strong, that's actually coming out quite well. So there's our bag. We just need to stitch the lining in now to stitch it all together. Can I just say, Joe, that fabric, you were right. It looks fabulous as a bag, doesn't it?
Really gorgeous,
I'm just looking at it on the screen that you're looking at there thinking, that looks amazing, right? So we've got that. What I've done is I've already done exactly the same thing with the lining, because you don't need to see me do the lining. So it's exactly the same. All I did was I've left a nice big open hole here, Joe, so that I can pull the bag through. So you take your lining, and then we've got the 2 sides where we've got the, can you see, there's the base here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in and I'm going to put you've got to go right sides together. So the bag's the right way and I'm going to pop this in the right way. And then I'm just going to line that up. Can you see? So we've got the base of the bag. That goes, I've stitched the base in slightly differently on this one. So can you see, instead of having the joins at the side, I put them at the front and back. But it's exactly the same thing. And then you're just going to join those up and then line that up at this top here. So I'm just lining that up at the front here. And then I'm just going to pop the clip in. I'm going to do exactly the same on the sides here. Right? And you do need to make sure you just pop this inside. Yep, so that's going to go inside because this is then going to catch all the way along so that the that's kind of caught on the inside bit.
Don't be alarmed, but the llamas have sold out and gone.
Oh, bless you. Right, So I'm just going to get, I think I've got all them there. I'm just going to put a couple of extra little clips in, Joe, before I start stitching round. And then I'm going to get that stitched all the way around there. Yes.
The Aztec, I'm being told, the little Aztec, sorry, will be the next of
Is that the one that I'm using?
I think it is. Yes, that will be the.
Remember,
No, was that the New Holland that you're using?
Oh, the Holland, yes.
Little Holland.
I call it the Aztec because it feels Aztec-y.
Yeah, the Aztec is the fourth one available for you. Very, very busy between the Little Holland actually and the Aztec. Busy across all of those and all of those John Louden linens. Very busy. Remember, as with all of our fabrics here at Crafters Companion, we can, in most cases, cut them by the metre for you as well. So I know we sell all of our fabrics in half metres. Let's say you had like a 2 metre. You wanted 2 meters for a project. If you want to do like some dressmaking, or you wanted to do curtains or something like that, then we can do it for you. So if you order 4, in most cases we'll cut that as a 2 meter piece rather than 4 individual half meters, which is fantastic.
Right, what I've done is I've took the arm off the sewing machine, Joe, so that to be honest, I wasn't going to with this project, but I figured it would be easier for you guys to see what I was doing if I did it like that. I usually like to sew it with the top fabric so I can see the top fabric, but I'm just gathering this as I'm going round, and when I'm getting to the sides here, just to be on the safe side, I'm just going backwards and forwards a couple of times. Right. There we go.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Very, very busy. On the bag making dies as well, especially. Very busy there as well. And the zips too. We're having a very busy show. I'd love as well to, if you've got any pictures that you've got of anything you've been making, any of your recent projects, please send those in to us. We love seeing them. So definitely, if you want to pop us any pictures, studio@craftscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send those into. Do you know what? I've just put all those fabrics back and I'm out of breath, Sarah.
What you like?
Honestly, it's took the wind out of my sails folding all those fabrics and putting them back. I mean, I've done an awful job. I'd never be able to be a sort of set dresser or anything like that. I'd never get a job in a haberdashery. That is absolutely for sure. But very busy across all of those. Loads of you still chatting away as well across all of our social media platforms. Poonam says, soft side of life is my favourite. Since you've shown how to do the face mask, I made loads, and you make sewing look so easy, Sarah.
It is when you I think it's just having that confidence to give it a go. For those of you that hadn't done, I hadn't done anywhere near as much sewing as this since before lockdown. But the more I've done, the more confident I've been to give more projects a go. I mean, you saw me, I did a Bargello quilt the other day. I never in a million years.
Did.
I thought I was so far away from doing anything like that. I did the double wedding ring quilt block the other day, and it's all just confidence to give it a go.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great, I think is what they say.
I like that.
LJ says she's washing dishes, watching Sarah to make it better, as I hate doing them. I love watching Sarah on the show. She makes me feel I can do it. Only been sewing for a couple of months. There you go. LJ's a prime example.
Exactly that. Right, are you ready, LJ, to see if my bag worked? This could be interesting, right? I always get nervous about this bit in case I haven't done it right. But you know what? If I haven't, we just unpick a little bit and fix it, right? So I'm going to pull my actual bag. I always think of the bag as being the proper bag and the lining as being the extra little bag inside. So I'm going to pull this through, right? Now I'll finish it all later because I'm conscious that I'm very behind time here, right? But let's just clip all this together just for you seeing how the bag works. So all I'm going to do is on all of this, I'm going to press it. I'm going to close up that loop inside and I'm going to top stitch it. But has the bag worked is what we're all desperate to know. So there's the bottom bit, just needs that lovely top stitching around here. So once we press that and top stitch it, it's a lovely picnic bag, this one, isn't it? There's the top comes down on there. So that is going to close up there and give us that really nice part. And then all I need to do on the back is put my D-rings on, because I've done the expandable straps, is put the D-rings on the expandable straps, and because they've got that foam stabiliser in there, these are so much better, Joe. I feel like I might want to take that bag that I made you back off you and redo the straps for you. Oh, I can't because they're all sort of... Yes, don't worry. If you're going for the bag making set today or you've already got them, get that extra foam on a roll, because what a difference that's going to make to all of your bag. I can't believe it when I found this. I found a roll of it in the shop, when we were sorting through the shop. And I was like, that is brilliant. We need to get some of that in.
Wonderful. The foam on a roll is really busy as well. 40, I've got so many sewing goodies out today over here. Foam on a roll, 40% of that gone. A lot of people with that in their basket at the moment as well. So if you want to grab that, definitely do. Half price, at the same price wherever you are, £7.49 pounds or dollars there on that one. Right, the fabric strip roll. Let's go back to the very beginning. Now, 40% of these have gone. We had a big stock of this Be Happy fabric strip roll. Individually, £17.99 or £17.95 here if you want to grab hold of these, which is fantastic. Now, on this deal, you buy one and you get one free, which is fantastic. So you get 18 strips on here, which is wonderful, and they're a really nice size as well. So you can see they're quite big. So there's I think it's quite a deceiving amount of fabric on each one of those strip rolls. Go and have a look online for strip roll or jelly roll projects. You'll find absolutely loads of them out there. And in this one, you've got all 5 of the fabrics from our Be Happy range as well, which is beautiful. Very busy there. £17.99, £17.95 if you want to get those. Right, zips on a roll. Our zips on a roll are always very popular. What we've got here is the concealed zips on a roll. Now you get 5 meters of zip. A great thing about these is you'll always have the right size zip to do your project. We're not buying pre-size zips. They're all there. You cut them down. You also get 10 sliders as well. Now, a lot of you are multi-ordering on these. Easy to see why when they're half price. You've got different colour options for you. You've got the white. You've also got the black, which is that one there. And you can go for the brown as well. So it's just completely up to you which colour. Definitely worth having one of each of those, I would say. They're always going to be super versatile whenever you need them. Right, the rotary cutter. Now, Sarah's got the mat over there, that rotating cutting mat, which is an essential, Sarah, isn't it?
Oh, brilliant. I just think, why use a regular mat when you can do a rotating one? Because you're always, inevitably, shall we just go for it, Joe? You're inevitably going to have a piece of your fabric here, right? You're going to use your rotary cutter, like this. So we're just going to pop this down, and we can square off our fabric or whatever. And then when you come to do the next bit, you keep all of that in place and just twist it, and then you can just go and you're straight onto the next piece. So instead of having to move your fabric all the time, you are literally just moving your mat, and it means that everything is so much easier, so much more accurate, because you're not moving anything. Honestly, I think when I first saw these, Joe, I was like, how does anybody who sews not get on if you don't have the rotating one? So I think that is absolutely brilliant. It comes with the 28mm cutter, which is this little one here, and also has the spare blades, and it comes with that pack of the fabric to get you started as well. Yeah, it does. You've got that wonderful 36-piece charm pack included in there as well. $24.99 or $34.95 is what you'd pay for the mat. You're also getting the cutter, and you're getting the charm pack included for free as well in that configuration, saving you £19 almost $24 is your saving there for that one. Right. The decorative panel dies. These are always so popular when we bring these to you. These are really great if you love to make little bags and things with things like, I know, leather or things like your cork fabric that we bring to you. These are brilliant. Now, they are our multimedia dies, so it means that you'll be able to use them for a whole host of other fabrics as well. Multiple layers of fabrics, a whole host of different mediums too. In here, you've got the tessellating triangle panel. You've also got in here the daisy panel. This one is your mosaic panel, and you finally got that flower panel as well. They're the 4 that you're getting. You are paying a third, 2/3 off on these, which is fantastic. So at $15.99 or $22.38 if you want to go for all of those ones just there. Now remember, let me just, I'm just going to grab a couple of bits, 1 second, just to show you some of the things that you can make with these. You can see some of the great ideas that you've got multimedia on here as well. So really thick cardstocks. You could do things like mount board, chipboard, chalkboard with these if you wanted to as well. Someone's done cardstock with these ones, but it was really just to show that you could use them in your card making as well as the Steph will give you some lovely finished samples to show you a bit more. I've got a few over here though, Joe, if you want.
Wonderful. Yes, so, please, love to see some. Yeah,
in terms of using them on your fabric, what about nice little girls dress like this? Instead of having to use a patterned fabric, you can use these to do a little bit of die cutting onto the bottom. It's really trendy, just a little bit different. Or using them for this one here. This is like a book cover. So it's just cut into the front of a book cover or onto the front of like a little makeup bag here. It's just a little bit different. So it just shows you that they're brilliant for adding a little bit of decoration. You get all 4 of them for that price, which is, well, can you see it's about it is exactly 66% off. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do is nice little pencil case. So it's a nice, quick and easy little project. I do like making these because you'll see how easy it is to come together. But a little pencil case, and I've done that cut in detail on the front. Now, I've got a couple of little hints and tips as well for you, Joe, if you're doing these, okay? Now, if you're die cutting into fabric like this, it is potentially going to fray around the edges, right? And what I will do is I will cut a piece and I will die cut into it so that you can see exactly what I mean when I'm saying it's potentially going to fray around the edges. So let's just trim this off here and I'll cut this one. There we go. And we'll cut that without. Now what I'm going to do is with the other piece, I'm going to stabilise it. So we've got our fabric stabiliser. It's on the website if you go and have a little look for fabric stabiliser. To use it, what you're going to do is protect your surface. So I've just got one of our Spectrum Noir mats here, Joe. You use it and you just spray all onto your fabric. So let me just get this to the open position. So you're going to spray it and work it in. Plenty of it on, okay? Now, I'm not going to spray it and get it all over everywhere. I should have had Brenda out, shouldn't I? But you're going to spray it and work it into your fabric. And then Bernie gives us the top tip. What she does is once hers is worked in, she puts it on the washing line and leaves it to air dry on the washing line. And that's the best way to do it, right? Now, obviously, you do need to leave it to dry.
So what does it do to your fabric then?
Right, well, you'll see. So if you do that, let me just rub my fingers. It's basically going to stiffen it. So if I just move this out of the way, let me just do a little bit of a clean up there as well, Joe. Done a proper Sarah jobby on that. The one that I did, and I did this at the weekend, can you see it's now like a sheet of paper almost, because it's got that fabric stabiliser on. So you've got that. I've essentially folded it. You can fold it over. You can crease with it. So if I put a crease line in, but you'll see when I come to die cut into it, it won't move. So let's have a little go. I've got that die, and again, you can cut up to 8 layers of fabric with this. So if you think I'm going to do this little project here, so we need to cut into 2 of it. So all I'm going to do is pop this on here, and we'll pop this, cut it onto there. I'll just trim this down because I could essentially get 2 out of this little piece here. And so I'll just trim you down there, and I'm going to cut that into them both, and I'll cut it once in the stabilised and once in the unstabilised fabric, Joe, so that you can see the difference.
Wonderful. Michelle says she got hold of that llama fabric. She's going to make a backpack using the bag dye for her daughter who really loves animals, which is fantastic. Denise says, Sarah's getting me back to sewing too with this project. I have it all in my cart. Do I jump in? I think so, yes, Denise. You're going to absolutely love it. And remember, the great thing is because you're able to come back and watch all of these shows back at any point, it means you can come back and get all of that inspiration as and when you need it, which is amazing. OMG, Sarah, you make this bag so easy. I think I'm going to make it, says Poonam.
Please do. Honestly, can I just say, does anyone ever regret getting into a new craft? Do you ever look back and say, oh, I wish I'd never got into sewing, I've enjoyed it so much? You know, oh, I wish I'd never tried that bag making because now I make a load of lovely bags. You're not going to do that. Take that leap of faith and give it a little bit of a go.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of love for the Totally Tiffany products as well. Ray says, what a good idea. The fabric organising, way better than cardboard. I started using about 20 years ago. So I think Ray's going to treat herself to some of those. Janet in Singapore saying, hello, Joe and Sarah. Just tuned in after work. Sarah, you are such a wizard in everything. What a beautiful bag. Sarah, would you recommend using a serger if you can to make the bag? Says Michelle on YouTube.
Now, I like my serger for most things. However, I'm not sure for parts of it. Maybe it's down the sides. It's going to be really difficult to sew that base in with your serger, but down the sides and round the top, absolutely. Have them both set up. Have your serger or overlocker, as we call them here in the UK. Have your overlocker set up and your and also your other, what you've got, your regular sewing machine.
Absolutely. Kim saying, first time watching Crafters TV, it's fabulous, love the bag. Hello, Kim.
Oh,
hello.
newbie! I love it when we get newbies.
It's so exciting when people are watching for the first time. If you are watching for the first time, maybe you've been watching for a while and you've just never commented before, we'd love to hear from you. Drop into the comments, say hello, let us know where you're tuning in from, how long you've been watching for. We love it when we speak to newbies on the show. Love the mat, use mine in all the crafts, says Sally. And Michelle says, does anyone know if the linen fabric wrinkles easily like regular linen? Also, does it stretch? Good question. I mean, it is a natural linen, so I think you can expect that it would behave in exactly the same way that your natural linens would behave. It doesn't feel particularly stretchy. I'll say, actually, I always get it on, what's it called? It's on the bias, and what's the other one? On the waft and the weft. Am I making this up?
Waft and the weft.
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of stretch if you get it on the stretchy one. Is that called the bias? I think that's the bias. Getting lots of knowing nods. Thank you for that. See, I'll be fluent in all this sewing speak by the time we get to about 2024, I reckon.
You're doing really well, Joe. You're doing really well. Right, this is the one that's stabilised, and can you see it is like cutting a sheet of paper. Now, it still works. If you don't have the fabric stabilised, I want you to see it still works. I would just be really worried about handling this now. Can you see it's just quite flimsy, and then putting my finger through or do anything to the edges, whereas this one, it's almost like you've cut a sheet of paper. So can you see I'm pulling all those bits through. Let's do it on this clean one. Pulling all those bits through, and you can see it's still nice and strong. Whereas if I pull it on the one that hasn't been stabilised, it just feels, just a little bit, I'm worried about it. Now, what I'm going to do, Joe, is I'm going to take that and I'm going to stick it behind. I'm going to stick another piece of fabric over the top of it, and I want to stick them. This is going to be the front of my pencil case. I didn't stick these two down, but I'd stabilised the fabric, but I've decided to stick this, and then I'm worrying less about it. So do you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to get our Brenda the spray booth out, and I'm just going to use a bit of stick and stay for fabric. So you know them lovely sprays that we have, everyone? Look, we do a fabric one. So we do a stick and spray, which is a repositionable, and a stick and stay, which is permanent. I use this for taking the kids' trousers up sometimes, you know, if I'm being particularly lazy, Joe. And it works exactly.
Trousers up with it?
Yeah. I mean, they don't last forever, but you know, they'll do a few times through the wash.
So what, would you just spray a little bit on the ends and then just turn them over and Bob's your uncle?
Yep.
Amazing.
So look at this.
I love that. I mean, I'm not one to tell tales, but Debbie
What?
might have broken Brenda a little earlier in the week. We've had her she's been rejigged. I think we used some of our stick and stay to put her back together again, you'll be pleased to know. So, I mean, the irony.
Right, let's have a look. I'm going to pop this one down because it becomes permanent when you iron it on the stick and stay. So the stick and spray is repositionable. The stick and stay, you are going to iron it on.
And is it,
and it becomes
can
permanent.
you launder it once you've set it with an iron?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So the kids' trousers I do. And like I said, you know, eventually with a bit of wear and tear, they come down. This sort of project, that is stuck there now. That is good and ready to go, as though that were one piece of fabric. Isn't that brilliant?
Amazing.
So all I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that, and then, right, we'll get ready for the rest of the project, because I've got that for the front, I've got another piece for the back, and do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use some of those concealed zips on a roll, right? So I've got the brown one here, the grey one, sorry, because I thought it went really well. But for anyone who's new to these, right, just don't even go and buy zips anymore, right? Why would you buy zips when you can buy zips on a roll? So can you see, you get loads and loads of the zippers, and all you do is you put the zippers up. So you just put them up a little bit at a time. You leave one zipper, because we just want one zipper, and then you're just going to cut your zip on a roll and cut it a little bit longer. So if I'm going to do this, let's just trim this to size roughly. Oh, it feels like cutting a sheet of paper, Joe, because of that fabric stabiliser on the top one's brilliant. So I'm going to just cut this a tiny little bit longer, right?
We've got a new viewer. Rita Fenech, and she's in sunny Malta. I think
Malta. I think Malta might be a new one for us.
We're definitely going to get some. We need to get some sort of map. You know, I'm going to grab one
to show where everybody's at.
And get it up, and some little red stickers, and we can put them on. I think would be a good idea. Where everyone tunes in from.
I like it. Right, do you want me to show you? What I've done is I've already started with my other, I've put the backing on already because there's a trick with concealed zips on a roll. If you buy any of our zips on a roll, it's exactly that same technique. You're basically moving the zippers up and cutting your zip as long as you want. With the concealed zip on a roll, there's a technique for getting the zip in exactly the right place. Now, you know when you do a normal zipper, Joe, we're going to take the front. And then also we're going to use, this is the lining. So we're going to take the front and the lining, right sides together, and essentially you're going to sandwich your zip in the middle, right? Well, with your concealed zips, you don't just do them one at a time, okay? So if I just take this, if I open this here and open it up, it makes life loads easier. So this is going to be our front. So I want the front to go on here. Let's just straighten all of this off here with our nice rotary cutter.
Sandra says, well, Joe, I did it. I got the bag dyes, the Little Holland fabric and the handle foam. I've been debating sewing a bag for a couple of months and I have jumped in. Not sewing anything more complicated than the face mask in ages. Oh, well, when you've done it, Sandra, I'd love you to send us a picture. Absolutely, we'd love to see your first bag project. How exciting, doing your first bag. Love that colour combo there, Sarah.
Thank you.
It's
right,
really
so that's
beautiful.
going to be out the top. Do you know, I might as well straighten off the bottom as well at the same time, mightn't I? Top, and then there's the bottom of my fabric. Lovely, right? So we're going to take this, and I want this to go. There's my other side zipper. Just ignore that for the time being. We're going to put this on. So there's the front bit. So what I'm going to do is the front bit is going to go face down onto there, right? So can you see? It goes over the zip front. So there's our zip front here. So it goes face down onto there, but you're going to stitch it as close as you can to that zipper. So what I'll do is I'll just pop this in place. You'll hold it with a couple of little, because I want this to all line up here. Right, there we go. And I'm going to just join this in the middle and then stitch that along, and you'll see when I come to start stitching it, Joe, that we're just trying. I'm going to pop my zipper foot on just a regular zipper foot. If you go for the extra set of feet that we have, we do a concealed zipper foot, but I'm just going to, because I know most people don't have that, so I'm going to show you how you can do it with a regular zipper foot. She says, I'm sure I've got a zipper foot in here. Yep, I'll put my zipper foot on, and you'll see when you get nice and close up on the close-up camera how I'm just trying to get as close to that zip as humanely possible as we go along, Joe.
Wonderful. I'm a bit devastated, Sarah.
Go on.
The Little Holland fabric. Another one I was going to get after the show.
That's the one that I made no, I thought you wanted the clamshells.
I wanted the Little Holland and the clamshells.
Oh, what did I say to you? I said get under somebody.
Congratulations if you got it. The Aztec is also now limited. You're going to absolutely love this fabric. It is really, really gorgeous. And I bet it just would make lovely home. Do you know what it would make as well? It'd make a lovely, do you know what I call them? It's not their name, Sarah. It'd make a lovely bum runner.
A what?
A bum runner.
What's that?
So the bum runner is the bit in that when you go into a hotel that I always remove immediately. It's the bit that goes over the end of the bed. You know, like the little sham that runs over the foot of the bed. And do you know why I remove it every time?
Why?
Because they don't launder them every time they launder the sheets. So you like that little bit because it's like a finishing, isn't it?
Right.
What everyone does, they get out of the shower, they dry themselves, and then they get their phone and they just pop themselves down on the end of the bed, and they always end up putting their bare bums on it. So I go in the room and literally I'm in there and I'm like, oh, get it, and then I just fling it over in the corner. I don't touch it again until I leave. That's my top tip about staying in any hotel room. Always remove the bum runner.
The bum runner, what you like. Right, so what I'm doing is I am just pushing that zip all the way along, as we've gone over, and I'll show you on the overhead camera. So I've got really, really close. Should we do a Sarah zoom? Ready? Whoop. I've got really, really close to that zipper as we've gone along, and I've only stitched one piece on, because that then, can you see? So when the zipper shuts up, I've come all the way off with my zipper, Joe. Right, I'll feed that back on. You'll have to give us time to feed that back on. But what you'll see is, can you see that then lines up perfectly on the front. So I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to thread my zipper back on, and then I'm going to put the, I'm going to just stitch the lining fabric on at the same time, really close.
No problem at all. Right, I'll just quickly run you through those zippers that you've got there. Now remember, you get 5 meters on the zip, which is brilliant. 5 meters of that concealed zip on a roll. You also then get 10 of the zippers as well, which is glorious. So you're going to be able to do loads of projects. And as Sarah was saying, you know, you're always going to have the right size one. The details there are that they're all the same price anyway, but you've got the black one, you've also got the white one in there, and you've got the brown one too. So no matter what kind of job it is that you are doing, and you can see the colour actually is there on the side of the box. That gives you a better indication of those colours, $4.99 or $4.98 if you want to grab hold of those ones. Right, what do you want to see? Oh, the strip roll. Gosh, it's busy. Almost hot. And we had a big stock of this because we knew it was going to be busy. The great thing is about this strip roll is you've got all 5 of the fabric. Shall I take you through the different ones that you've got? So you've got all of the different strips. So these strips on a roll. There's 18 of them on here, which is brilliant. So you can see the gorgeous bees there. This is, I think this might be my favourite ever threaders fabric that we've got there. So you can see you've got that one there, which is the lovely yellow. What other ones haven't you seen? So you've got this one, which is the bumblebees, again, in that beautiful sort of aqua green, which is gorgeous. You've then got, oh, my favourite one of all of them. Absolutely love this. It is beautiful. Asda have just done a range of bedding as well, which is exactly like that I've got my eye on too, but it is really, really lovely. And there's one more. There's actually one more or 2 more that you get. There's 2 more that you get, which is these 2 just here. So you've got that one there with the red and the green in there and those gorgeous little bumblebees. And then you get that plain fabric, the plain one in there, which is going to go with your greens, your sort of minty green, which is gorgeous. $17.99 or $17.95. Was it over half there now sold out and gone? So you'll need to be quick if you want to grab hold of those. Something else that are proving very busy is your bag making dies. And they are fantastic. You've seen the bags that you're going to be able to make with these, whether it is you wanting to go for the backpack, and you've also got there as well the satchel as well. Very, very busy here. Quarter of the stock gone, $29.99 or $39.95 if you want to get hold of those ones. They are a half price deal. Also incredibly busy on the foam on a roll. I think the foam on a roll is going to go. 60% of the stock gone. Lots of you sat with this in your basket as well at the moment. So do grab that one if you want it. Right, Sarah, how are you getting on over there?
Yeah, I'm having a bit of a job threading me zip on, Joe. I'm just going to be honest. So that is definitely a one for after the show. But I'll still finish making the bag. I've done a load of these. You know when the kids pull the zippers off the jacket and you spend ages threading it back on. Oh. So I will thread it back on, but I would rather show you the rest of the bag than waste half an hour of the show trying to thread it on. So I've just took my zipper off, right? So I'll thread my zipper back on, and what I'm going to do is just stitch that other one on here as well. So can you see? So that just goes under there. I'm going to do exactly the same as what you just saw me do with the first one. It's just I can't see the teeth this time on the zipper, but it's less important with the lining, Joe, but you are just wanting to get it all the way down, right up against those teeth. I can feel them as I'm going, all the way up against them, and get the lining fabric stitched on separately. That's the only difference you need to remember between your regular zips on a roll, well, you're putting a regular zip in, and then putting a concealed zip in, is do it in 2 parts.
Tony says, will we stock the fabric clips again? We will. I think they are out of stock at the moment, but we will definitely 100% be getting
these
them back.
ones?
Yes.
No, I'm sure
are they in stock? Some. Oh, they are in stock.
I'm pretty sure they are, yeah.
Pop yourself across the website. We'll have a little look for you. But yeah, just if you go over there and put quilting clip is what you'll find them under, I believe. A lot of people saying they're not alone with that, the hotel runners. A lot of people in the same camp as me and removing those, Sarah. So it must be a well-documented thing.
Must be a thing. Right, look what you do. Once you get to this stage then, is you're just going to you're going to put the 2 lining pieces together, all right? And you're going to put the two front panel pieces together. Can you see? So this is a little bit too big, this front panel, but you're going to do that, and we're going to stitch all the way around the outside. I'm very conscious of how we're getting on time-wise. Do you want me just to cut to the one that I've done all the way around the outside so you can
why
see?
Not?
Because I'm still not going to be able to thread my zip on, but I'm going to need to thread that zip on before I stitch it, you see. So here we go. Can you see? I've gone all the way around the outside. There's the 2 lining pieces, and there's the front panel with the back lining piece on this one. And you leave a little gap here, and make sure to goodness you undo your zip in the middle, otherwise it won't turn through. I've made that mistake before, Joe. Right, so you're going to leave a little thing all the way around the outside, and then this here, what happens is, you see, if we turn this inside out, This is what I love about these, the ones where it's got a simple zip. Zips are still, I'll be really honest, I'm not the best at zips yet.
Oh, if I was sewing everything, I'd have a button.
Yeah,
everything would have.
All of my stuff's got poppers now.
It would have one of those popper fasteners. You know the fastener things that we sell?
Yes, I've got them on my next bag.
Would definitely have, everything would have that on if it was me.
So look at that. So if you put that through, and then I'll just iron that nice and straight as we're going on. So we'll get them seams pressed on the bottom. That's looking quite nice, right? And then the same, your inside's just going to go inside. So you're going to just stitch that closing together in there. But for the purposes of showing you this, you can see there how it becomes a really nice, easy project with your zips, and it catches those zips in the side as well. So that's how you put the pencil case together, Joe. And it's nice, those decorative panel dies are perfect for little projects like this.
Wonderful, really gorgeous, very busy on those. Remember, you get all 4 of those for that price. You can see there, a quarter of the stock of these ones now has sold out and gone as well. So you've got this one just here, which is the decorative daisy panel there, as you can see. You've also got that one, the mosaic panel. Love that one. This one is your, it's upside down for a start. This one is your flower panel, and you've also got then the tessellating triangle panel as well. Right, loads of you have been sending pictures in, and we absolutely love it when you do that. You can email us, of course, studio@craftscompanion.co.uk. Maxine sent us in a picture of her curtains, Sarah. What do you think of those? Check those out.
Oh, Maxine, they are fabulous.
They're
first
gorgeous
project as well. Oh,
amazing.
And then look at this. Betty has done one of the bags.
How incredible
gorgeous is that one? Oh, I'm
like
loving that,
denim
Betty.
fabric, isn't it? And then also, Anne sent us this next picture in, and she sent us a lovely little note as well to go along with it as well. And Anne says, since the beginning of lockdown, I've been watching and thoroughly enjoying the masterclasses, and can't thank enough Sarah, Joe, and your fantastic team for helping me get my mojo back in paper crafting, sewing, lost count of the number of face casts I've made, but also crocheting as well. She says, attached her a few photos of things I've been making, and like Sarah, love giving them away or to charity. Keep up the good work, stay safe, look forward to more entertaining educational masterclass from Anne, tuning in from Chesterfield. Check these out, Sarah. How gorgeous is that crochet work?
Love it, Anne. Absolutely love it.
And are these personalised face masks I can see here? Check those out.
I love that. Oh, did you say Anne was near Chesterfield?
Yeah.
There was an announcement went out last week about our Chesterfield store. It's going to be reopening on the 17th of this month. So you can look forward to getting in store from the 17th, Anne.
Perfect. Thank you for sending those in to us, Anne. They are absolutely beautiful. Absolutely loads coming up still in this show for you. Loads of people are still chatting away. Lynn Walkley says, hi Jones, I'm a new watcher, loving the show. Lovely to have you tuned in, Lynn. Sandy says also, wow, I wondered why how zips on a roll were applied to fabric. This is brilliant. Michelle says, Leanne, reckon put a clip or safety pin on the end of the zipper before you sew it. Another great tip. And Darla says, oh my goodness, your show starts one's day off positive. Incredibly talented with presentations, and never knew a name for those strips on the end of beds in hotels. Joe, you're so funny, thank you. You are welcome. I do hope every time you see one on the end of a bed now, you'll think about us here at Crafters TV, removing them very, very carefully. If you want to...
Guess what, Joe? I've got my zipper on!
Yay!
So it just takes a little bit of fiddling. So let's have a look. There's another pencil case I'm going to be making a little bit later on. They're all going well. Right.
Right, we need to share with you again the details of that rotating mat with, remember, you're getting the rotary cutter with it, and you're getting the charm pack. The mat is with Sarah over there, but basically you pay for the rotating mat. Is it 12 by 12, I believe it is, and you get for $24.99 or $34.99, and then you get these two free of charge as well. That mat is fantastic, isn't it, Sarah?
Oh, absolutely. But when you say I'm going to be using it literally all the way through. It's just the fact that you put your fabric on. Let's have a look. I've still got that little scrap, Joe. Right? You put your fabric on. You get your rotary cutter ready. And if you wanted to square this off, I'm just going to go and I'm going to come down first of all and square off the first piece. Then you just twist it round and you're ready to go and square off the next side. And then even if we're doing the last one all the way around, square off that third side, and I've never moved any of this. All perfect. literally all perfect as we go. So I just don't know, if you don't already have one, today's the day to be investing in one.
Johnny was saying that we should maybe do a free download for a bum runner that you could do yourself at home. So you make your own one and you can launder it then as much as you want. Maybe you could take your own one with you to hotels and pop it down. People do take their own bedding. I know people that used to come and work in my old job, and they'd stay in a hotel, they'd bring all their own sheets and their own bedding with them. Amazing. The mind boggles. $24.99, $34.95 will get you these fantastic patchwork dies. Now they're basically big multimedia nesting dies. This one is just here. This is your jewel, and then you've also got the clamshell as well, which is fantastic. Imagine if you use the clamshell fabric and cut it from the clamshells. You can have clamshell squared. What
now
an idea.
you're talking.
But I don't think there's much of that fabric left, so you'll have to be quick for it. $31.99, $31.96 gets you both of those as well. You're saving, check out the saving, $47.99 or $47.94 is your saving there. Absolutely huge. Very busy. Remember, if you want to watch and shop at the same time, you can do it really easily with us here at Crafters TV by popping yourself over to the website crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, where you can see absolutely everything that is in this show for you. Right, what is next, Sarah?
Right, so I'm using, this is some of the fabric that we had on a couple of weeks ago, Joe, that I still had a little bit left at home, and I thought what I'd do is I would do a project using, we've got the multimedia dies on, these nesting ones, and like you said, you've got the clamshell and the jewel. Now the jewel I particularly love, right? It's just a nice, I thought we could do a little jewel shape, kind of either a cushion, so you could stuff it as a cushion, or we could do it as a little like a little placemat. So you'll see all what I mean as we're going, okay? So there's my jewel, and of course, because you can cut multiple layers of this in the same go, I need 3 green and 3 of a contrast colour to make this project. So I'm going to pop these on here at once. There we go. And again, you're going to stick these. So I'm going to bring in my metal plate, and I'm going to stick the die to the fabric, to the metal plate. So it's just going to hold it in place as we send it through the machine. And you're going to go with your base cutting plate and then your frosted and your top cutting plate as well on here. And I'm going to send all them through, and then I'm going to show you how we'll stitch them all together. So I've already done the 3 ones in, I used that red actually, Joe. Can you see I had a couple of ones of the red, and then I'm going to stitch a couple of the green onto the red one as well. So just a nice easy one.
Beverly's saying, hi, new to the Gemini machine, absolutely loving it so far. Question though, does the stabiliser spray just wash out, Sarah?
Yes, it does. Yep. So when you use it for the first time, when you wash it, it's just going to all wash out really easily.
Fantastic. Maxine saying she just grabbed that rotating cutting mat. Can't wait to get it. Remember, buy the cutting mat, get the rotary cutter and the charm pack free of charge, which is wonderful. I guess as well, when you've got dies and you can die cut, no one really loves the cutting out, do they, Sarah? It is the composition, it's the sewing, that's the bit you love.
Well, whether it's quilting or I haven't progressed onto any dressmaking as yet. All of my sewing has been either quilting or bag making. And with both of that, there is an awful lot of cutting out required. And it is the bit that I just do not enjoy in the slightest. And I think if that was, for me, if we didn't do the Gemini and that wasn't the option for me, I'll be really honest, I'm not sure that is a hobby I would get into, because it seems like an awful lot of hard work. And it's that's the total non-enjoyable bit. Whereas being able to do it and take a fraction of the time. I mean, look at this. How long would you have been on cutting these little diamond shapes out, these little jewels? Yeah. I mean, you'd have been on forever and a day. And then if they weren't accurate, the whole thing wouldn't have worked, and then your project's ruined. Well, I tell you what, that's not floating my boat, Joe. Right, here we go. Lining this up and straight back onto the machine.
That's right. You know, if you are starting something for the first time, you're getting into a project. If you've not cut it right, you know, and it has to be like so precise, isn't it? And then you put it all together, it just doesn't look right. It's a little bit but it just doesn't inspire you, does it? You're not going to then continue on with it. If you've got something, you know, always use the best tool for the job is the old adage. And I think having a Gemini. Also, I know there's so many paper crafters out there that watch these shows that already have the Gemini. You know, you've already invested in a Gemini, but what you're going to do is you're getting a second hobby out of your Gemini. You're now going to be able to do all of your sewing projects as well. And in fact, Could you cut, Sarah, can you cut fabric with our thin metal dies that we have if they're sort of very basic shapes?
You can, and also what you'll find is a regular thin metal die will cut one or two layers of fabric, right? But then these multimedia dies, so if we have them in the other colour, that's when they're going to cut up to 8 layers of fabric. So we do them thicker ones, basically they're made out of a much stronger metal and they're made in a completely different way. But we do them for people who are into doing this professionally. Sewing is their hobby, as opposed to those of us who might just dabble in a little bit of all sorts and want to do a little bit of fabric as well as a little bit of paper crafting. Let's have a little look. What I've done, Joe, is I've stitched the other ones together. So I've basically done half of it and I've just done the other half. And then I'm going to take those two halves and I'm going to stitch them right down the middle. Just making sure I'm joining all those pieces together, and then I can show you how we're going to make this into a nice, quick and easy little project.
I think that foam on a roll is going to sell out, Sarah.
Oh no!
3/4 of it already gone, and that's already people that have checked out. A lot of people with that in their baskets at the moment. I think if it doesn't go in the show, it will definitely go just after. If you've got your eye on that or you've got it in your basket, definitely think about checking it out, was what I'd say. And it's half price as well. A lot of people, the reason it's gone so quickly is because a lot of people are multi-ordering on it. That's why, whilst it's on that half price deal, so that's why it's just gone that little bit faster than we anticipated.
I don't know when that's due back in either. So if you're doing any sort of bag making, that foam on a roll is an absolute must-have.
It is indeed. Loads of people still chatting away in the comments, letting us know what they're up to. Donna says, what a great name. Her name is Donna Calzone. What a great name. Good morning, Sarah and Joe. Quilting with the Gemini has been a game changer for me. Cutting is a breeze now. Janet says, oh no, I think the foam on the roll might have sold out and gone. We'll double check that for you on the website. Just ordered the rotating mat. Deborah says as well, she's heard often of friends of hers taking their own bedding to hotels. I'm just not that organised, Sarah, take my own bedding to a hotel.
I'm definitely not that organised.
No, absolutely not. I'll sleep anywhere, me.
Do you want me to show you what I'm going to do for doing this nice, super quick and easy project, okay? What I've got is, Joe, I have got a piece of that lovely, gorgeous linen fabric. I'm using this in my next 2 projects, by the way, so if you're wanting it, look what happened with the other fabric. When I demoed it, that was the one that went first, right? So I've just taken a little piece of wadding and a piece of that linen fabric over the top. And then I'm going to take this one here and turn it upside down and stitch it into place on here. Now I've specifically just cut this nice and big, knowing that we would be live on the show, and I could, doesn't matter if I don't get it right. So I've left plenty of space, and I'm just going to put a few pins in there, Joe, because you can't hold this in place with the quilting clips, because we're going to stitch all the way through. Can you see? So I'm going to put a few pins in place and then stitch all the way around the outside of the shape, but leave one of these open to be able to then turn it through. Make sense?
It does, yeah. I can't see where it's going at the moment, but it does make sense.
We're going to get something that is this shape. So that's what I love is, instead of having to cut out the base piece, we can use the working that we've done here to end up with, and you'll see you can either stuff it and make it into like a 3D cushion, or you can just turn it around and have it as like a placemat. So you will see. So all I'm doing, starting here, I'm going to go all the way around the outside. Might move you in a little bit, but I'm going to leave a little bit open.
If you want to go for the linens, they are available. They're very, very busy though. It's the John Louden 100% wash linen fabrics. Great colours for you. You have got, I'll just quickly run you through. I won't pick them all up again, but you've got the ivory, the natural, the white, there is the navy. We also have the lavender, you've got the aqua, the stone, you've then got the gold, and you've got the brown as well. So brown, gold, stone, aqua, lavender, navy, white, natural, and the ivory as well. The natural, the white and the ivory all look beautiful together. The gold and the navy would be the 2 that I'd be using together, because they're absolutely stunning. Very busy across all of those. As we said earlier, remember, if you're ordering fabrics from us, we sell them by ½ metre piece, but if you order multiples, we'll cut them from 1 piece for you, which is great. So if you ordered 4 of these, for instance, you would get a 2 metre piece. So great if you ordered it for curtains or dressmaking or any sort of bigger project. Just gives you the most amount of craftability. Of course, course, half meters or half yards, so many different projects you can complete from a half yard of fabric. Also the Totally Tiffany storage folder, really busy on that one as well. That fabric folder, it's just going to keep everything for you. Let me show you again, all beautifully stored. It's almost basically like you've got these wonderful reusable bolts in here that you can attach your fabric to, which is great. And then what you can do, you get 20 of the inserts and you get 5 of the folders, which is fantastic. Keep everything nice and pristine. Because you don't want to get your fabric getting mucky, do you, Sarah? Let's face it.
Oh no, not if it's the fancy ones. And also, quite a lot of people have I haven't been into sewing that long to have been too bad at this. However, I know a lot of people who have. Get a little bit of a fabric buying, let's just say, not a problem, but it becomes a bit of an addiction, right?
Is it so like there are two different hobbies, a lot of people say? Buying like fabric and then sewing with fabric. Yes. Some people just sew with it, some people just buy it, and some people do both.
I remember one of my friends over in Canada, Carmi, she's a great friend of mine, she has a whole room just for her fabrics. Amazing. They had the cellar converted, and she has a room just for her papers, and a room just for her fabrics. But what I would say is, how are you storing all your fabrics? Because you need to be able to see them. You want to be able to store all the ones that work together. And then also, I love the idea that you get like you get 4 of those different ones in an individual, in one of the little individual containers, because I know what you'll be doing. If you've been buying some of the gorgeous fabrics that we've had the last few weeks, and you'll have been getting like 2 or 3 fabrics from the collection, this way you can keep your fabrics from the same collection all together. So
yeah, and they're tabbed as well. So if you want to put them in some sort of, like I wouldn't say filing cabinets are a bit sort of off the 90s, aren't they? But some sort of storage container that you've got, they are tabbed. So if you've got a nice deep drawer in your craft room or something like that, you could have them all there. You've got your linens in one, your cottons, your patterns, your ginghams, all organised in there. A lot of people I can hear multi-ordering on those, Sarah. So a lot of people getting organised at the moment.
Getting your whole. I would love to see someone's whole fabric room organised. I just think it's great. The amount of people who've been getting massively organised. I know we've got, I'm doing a special show this afternoon. Well, we're doing a special show this afternoon. And I've got Mariah coming on, who's got all of her, we're using the compendium box. And Mariah has already decanted everything in her compendium box into all of the storage containers that she's working with. She's already organised everything. And she's like, oh, do you need me to take it all out to talk to people? I'm like, no, show everyone how organised you are. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it really is. Bernie says, my name is Bernie and I'm a fabric addict. Bernie has got 2 full rooms of fabric in her house. 2 full rooms.
Yeah,
that is a whole host of fabric.
Me.
It really doesn't. Sandra says, I think I must just be sweet and innocent because I thought that piece of fabric on the bed was to put your suitcases on when you arrive. Maybe that's what it was designed for. I'm guessing. Who knows? I can see Laura in Stamford is watching. Hello, Laura. She's always watching our shows, Laura in Stamford. Darlisa says, Sarah, I have a brand new granddaughter, Serenity Grace, and I'm so excited. What a gorgeous name, Serenity
lovely.
Grace. Love that.
Congratulations.
Anne says she thought it was so people could keep their shoes clean when they lay down, the bed's clean when you lay down with your shoes on. I'm sure all of these reasons are valid, but I shall still be removing mine. Very, very busy on that foam on a roll. Still, don't forget about that. Oh, that cutting, it's gone. Oh yeah, sorry, it went. That cutting mat that you're using looks like it's making that really simple, Sarah.
Ridiculously simple, Joe. Ridiculously simple, because you'd just be turning the whole project otherwise.
Loads of you chatting away as well over on Facebook and on YouTube as well. Darlisa saying, I love that. It would be perfect for a blanket for my brand new goddaughter who's just born. Sally says, great point. Sally Adams says, folders good for projects, but also to take away. So maybe you're going someone else's for sewing. I always said maybe you've got a sewing club or a sewing class that you attend and go to. You could definitely pop a few in there. And the great thing is that you could have these in your drawer. Get a few of these. You could have these in your drawer ready to go, and then you could always have an empty one, so you can just go through, pick a few out, pop them in your folder, and then off you go with all your fabrics in there, good to take to your class. I think it is an ingenious idea, and that is what Tiffany is all about, coming up with this innovative way for you to store and organise all the different crafts that you are working on at the moment. Not just paper crafts, of course, she brings fabulous paper crafting items, but also great soft crafting items too as well. This is not, there's so much, such a jam-packed day again today, isn't it, Sarah?
It is, there's loads on today, Joe.
Well, you got the craft along. Now the craft along, is that going to be over on your Facebook page, Sarah?
It is indeed, yes.
Wonderful. So make sure you pop yourself over there. That'll be at 2 o'clock going through that compendium. If you missed the compendium on HSN, as I know a few of you did, and you were asking when it's going to come back, I think I'm right in saying it's available right now on their website. So you can grab it, and then you'll be able to watch the craft along back. I do believe it is also still available on the QVC UK website as well. Take yourself over to qvcuk.com. You'll be able to get it there if you type Crafts Companion in there. And then we'll be crafting with that. That's 2 till 3, and then also 4 till 6. Myself and Sarah will be here with the launch party as well. A very exciting show coming up later, and it is a really super busy launch party, and there's a whole host of other brilliant things coming up all through the week here on Crafters TV as well. So 4 p.m. here in the UK, 11 a.m. if you're over on the Eastern time to get that. I'm afraid the Aztec fabric, it has sold out and gone. Congratulations if you managed to get hold of it. Very, very busy. Still 2 options available for you. So you've still got the little carnival available in this fabric range. Let me just share that one with you. So you can still go for that. You've got the little carnival, and the other one that's still available for you is the Horizon 2, which is also absolutely gorgeous. So both of those still available. $5.39 or $7.64 per half metre. That's the 3rd sellout now, actually, in that range. I'm so pleased so many of you have gone for it, because it's absolutely beautiful. How are you getting on there, Sarah?
I'm good. I think you're going to be all sold out by the end of the show, Joe.
Looks that way.
Right, have you seen I've cut all the way around the outside? So I'm going to just turn it inside out now. And bear in mind, I cut them really close. This is that lovely linen on the back, by the way. Cut them really close so that it would give me a nice kind of smooth edge. And you can either just get in with your finger and poke them out, or you can also use, I've got one of our bone folders. We were saying that just the other day, how good these would be for the poking out jaw. But it's quite easy to get in here. And because we've got that, because I've cut it so close, it's nice and smooth on the edges, and then that linen fabric is absolutely perfect for that back. Oh look, I've pushed right through on one end. That's the worry with getting a little bit too close. So get in there, get all of your points out there, and then you're just going to give it a little bit of a press, and then top stitch it. Now I'm going to run out of time to top stitch it, Joe, but I think you'll be able to see the idea of how nice of a project that's going to look.
Oh, it totally makes sense now.
You get it now, yeah? And then what you can do is you can, if you just wanted like a little throw cushion, right, you could just stuff it now with toy stuffing and then stitch it round, which I think I might do actually. So instead of joining it together, I think I'm going to keep this and stuff it full of toy stuffing just to make a nice little pillow. And then you're just going to top stitch over these last 2 little bits that we've left open. So that was the 2 bits that we left open. And then just a bit of top stitching around here, and it becomes a really nice, simple, easy project. Let's have a little look. This is what I mean when I was saying get in there, right, and just poke them corners right out so that it's all nice and neat. And I mean, we pretty much did this from scratch, Joe. So you can see how quick and easy projects like this can be. But it's a case of, if you were doing the cutting out, that project would probably be a good half an hour of cutting out before you could do the whole project. Yet how quick and easy was it, because the die cutting, and it would only be 2 passes through the machine because it cuts them all out in one go. So they were perfect.
Really, really ingenious. It's going to save you so much time. Loads of people love using their Gemini for all of those sewing projects. What a really, really lovely project that is, Sarah. Just fantastic. I love the colourway in there as well. And that was, of course, using our patchwork dies. So if you want to grab these ones, 2 different options in here for you. You've got the clamshell, might be great for sort of your English paper piecing, these ones. And then you've also got the jewel in here as well, which is fantastic. $31.99 or $31.96 if you want to grab both of those. You're saving £48, barring a penny there in the UK. Saving $48 as well, barring a few cents there in the US too. Great value there on those, and loads of you can do for them. Do you know what? I think if you've got a Gemini, even and you're not a sewer, you want to just use these to cut applique pieces and then fabric glue them onto bags or clothes or jackets. Is another different way of using them, even if you don't sew. So don't think that even if you're not a sewer, you can't do some of these glorious projects that we share with you. The fabric strip roll. So I'm so happy that so many of you have gone for this. It's super, super busy. It is the 18-piece fabric strip roll that you've got just there. Now what you've also got with this is you are going to get the strips. I'll tell you the strips that you've got in here because I think sometimes it's hard to get an idea of just how big these strips are. And if you go and have a look online, there are so many different projects out there designed to work with your strip rolls. So you can see there is the beautiful bumblebees. You've then got the bee garden in that beautiful sort of minty sage, which goes beautifully with that grounding fabric that I showed you there, the background. You've then got also this one here, which is your bee garden in the yellows and the blues. And then again, you've got that lovely sort of mustard gold that goes in there with that one too. I've forgotten one, haven't I? I'm trying to shortchange you again. I've been doing this all weekend here on Crafters TV. Here you are. You're also going to get this one in there too. It's an 18-piece strip roll there. That one for you. 30,190. Details on your screen are for the patchwork dies. If you're going for the fabric roll, then it will be £17.99 or £17.95. That is the price for one. You're getting two for that incredible price, which is brilliant. So make sure you grab those. Right, zips on a roll. Very, very busy on these. What you've got here is you've got 5 meters of zip, which is brilliant, with 10 different zippers. It is these concealed zips for you, and there's 3 different colours. You can see there the different colours that you've got to go for. You've got the white, you've got the brown, and you've got the black there as well. Half price, which is brilliant, £4.99 and £4.98. A lot of you, again, multi-ordering on that. Is what I can see. Right, the bag making dies. We're going to go back to the bag making dies. Let me just grab the bags that Sarah did, my bag that she made for me using this. So the first one you've got is the backpack, which is that one there. And I'll just show you, this makes this bag just here, which Sarah made, which is a lovely sort of small medium backpack. Really great little sort of travel day bag if you want to take that out and about. Then you've also got this one here, which is the satchel, and the satchel makes you this really gorgeous little satchel there as well. £29.99. Again, it's a heart. We're spoiling you, aren't we, with the half price deals today. £29.99 or £39.95 if you want to get your hands on that one. Right, we've got about 15 minutes left on the show. I love these sewing shows. There's stuff absolutely everywhere. There's actually loads of goodies. Beautiful colours, says Courtney as well. Sally Adams was her first time watching today, but she says she'll be back, which pleases us a lot. Have you got that gorgeous gold fabric over there, I can see?
I have. Well, do you know what? When I planned my bag making, I decided I would do the first one in the show with that the tapestry fabric, but I knew it wouldn't last the show, so I chose, because we had really deep stocks on the lovely linens, so I thought we'll make the other project with the linen. So all I'm doing, Joe, is I'm getting it ready to go, so I'm just doing a little bit of an iron, just with my little makeshift ironing board here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the dye out. So this is the set of dies, and remember, like I said before, you've got the instructions. So it tells you if you want the step-by-step, go to the website and it prints you out this lovely document that shows you what everything's for and how to make all of the pieces, okay? So I'm going to try and walk you through most of this. I know I've only got 15 minutes left on the show, so I'm going to do my best to try and get it finished in the show, all right? So if we lift this out...
Hang on a minute, shut the front door. A 15-minute...
Well,
15-minute bag?
Yeah, but I have got a bit ready already, right?
Okay, I was going to say, I thought you're a miracle worker all of a sudden.
This here is for, if I've got the actual bag that's on the front, right? This is for the large piece, which comes all the way down the back, right? And then you've got the smaller piece that does the front. So the smaller piece that does the front is this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this folded over. And I always like to just kind of fold and iron as I'm going, Joe. Then you can see it just makes the die cutting a little bit easier. Oh dear, die's on the floor. So that's folded over. I've got my actual die piece, so I'm going to cut this onto the fold. And again, it's just so much quicker than having to get a pattern out. Cut your pattern out, draw around it, cut that out. Now I can do the actual outer piece and the lining I'm going to use some of that lovely fabric we had on the other day for the lining as well. So I just make sure I've got a piece big enough cut for that too. Now, if I was doing this at home, Joe, I would be a lot more sparing with the fabric I'm doing. But I'm being very mindful of the fact that we only have about 15 minutes left on the show.
About 13 minutes and 45 seconds now. Not that I'm counting.
Not that you can't. Oh, Craigie, I tell you what, talk about putting it fine, right?
Counting down the time to my lunch, Sarah.
So, if I'm lining all this up, can you see where we have the folds? You're going to put this on the fold. I'm actually going to stick it onto my metal shim. So we'll go onto the fold, over the fold ways. If in doubt, have it going just slightly over. And that is going to be where you're going to stick the whole thing down. All right, so I'm going to stick it at the top and at the bottom, just to be on the safe side, right? So it doesn't move as it's going through. And then you want your clear frosted plate and the top plate. By the way, if you do a lot of fabric cutting, you will go through plate a lot faster than if you're doing paper craft, because it takes so much more pressure on your Gemini. So all I would say is, remember to turn and rotate your plates, or wait till we've got them on some great offers like we did have last week. Stock up on the plate so that you've got a spare set ready if you need to go to it. Things like the metal shims you will go through a lot faster if you're doing soft crafting, so you're working with fabrics, than you will if you're doing paper crafting. Now, can you see there is my lining fabric and the outer fabric all put together, all right? So you would go right sides together, get them face down, and that's going to form the front part of the bag. Now, I've already got the front part of my bag, and I've already got the, I've put my little popper studs on the bottom, and this is going to be the little pocket that goes on the front part. So this is going to go, bear in mind it's the front, but it's actually the inside front. So it's not that the front comes over then, Joe. This is the inside front piece. So I'm just eyeballing that roughly into the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a couple of pins into this, Joe, and then top stitch all the way around that.
Wonderful. That is looking absolutely fantastic. Sonia's saying, I don't know if I have these ones yet. Carol's letting me know that she's placed her order, which is always lovely. Carol over in the High Peak. It must be windy up there some days where Carol lives. We've had a very funny summer of weather, haven't we, this summer, Sarah?
We have had a funny
one day
day.
it's scorching, the next day it's bucketing. Raining cats and dogs here today, isn't it, in Newton Aycliffe? And then it's going to be sunny again at the weekend, which we're all looking forward to. Yolanda says, I think I need to try those zips on a roll. If you want to try the zips on a roll, Yolanda, today is your day. You need to be fast because they're busy, but they're half price as well, which is brilliant. So you'll be able to grab those on that half price deal. A lot of love for all of the demonstrations that you've done as well. Is the ruler that Sarah is using with her rotary cutter, is that in stock? We will find out. We'll find out for you. Bianca it is that's asking that over on Facebook.
Right, here we go. I'm going to have to speed through this now a little bit, okay? Now, what I have done, so that is your front pocket. What I have done is the first bit of just time-consuming stitching, Joe, which is you take the back panel. So we've got the back panel in our wadding, and you stitch it onto your gusset. So can you see, you come all the way, you're going to see me stitch the other side, but you just stitch it all the way around the curve onto that gusset. Right, so that one was essentially the easy bit. Now I'll give you the tips when we come to stitch the other one on. But what I'm going to do, just in terms of measuring, I'm going to show you how to put these little poppers on the front. So these are these bits here, okay? So what you do is at this stage here, before you stitch everything together, take this inside piece and line it all up exactly with these side panels here. So can you see that's all lining up absolutely perfectly? Yep, happy with that? Beautiful. I'll move it up a little bit so you can see it. Then this comes over, and can you see I used the we had this on Friday's Softer Side of Life, the little it's called a snap fastener, right? So that snap, I'm going to pop those in place and then use a little pin to pin this in place exactly where I need it on the top one, so that I know that's pinned in place exactly right. So I can unpop these now. This is how I worked out how to pop the first one on, and I'm going to stitch this onto here on the outside of the bag, Joe. Yep.
Wonderful. I know a few people over in the US are having a bit of extreme weather this week, so I hope everyone is keeping safe and well over there. Anne says that it's very, very stormy this week over in the US. We've had an incredibly busy show. If you're joining us late for this Softer Side of Life show, remember you can always go back and watch the whole show back. Maybe actually you've seen the show for the first time. You're thinking, I love this and I'd love to watch more of them. Like now, absolutely you can. We've got weeks and weeks and weeks of these available on the website right now. Pop yourself over there, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. You can watch every show back that we've ever done here on Crafters TV, which is almost, Sarah, can you believe it? Almost a whole year's worth of shows.
I know.
And talking about that, oh, there's something exciting happening at the end of this month. You'll be getting more details about that. It might be someone's birthday, is all I'm saying.
Crafters TV's birthday,
Absolutely.
that is. Crafters TV's birthday.
It's going to be really exciting. Loads happening for that.
Are you all right if I show everyone how to stitch this bit in now, right? So I'm going to go right sides together again, right? So can you see I've got my halfway point marked on here. I'm going to line that up with the halfway point here. So this is how you do, you know, I showed you how to stitch around the gusset. This is how you're going to do that. You're going to pop those in place there, and then we're going to work our way around from the inside out. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to start stitching in the middle and work from the inside out, and this is where you're going to adjust this around as we go, right?
Daniela's asking, do you have to add padding to make the bag a little more substantial?
Yes, I think this one especially would really benefit from having a nice wadding in there. I've just used like a fleecy wadding. Last time I made this bag at home, I didn't have any nice fleecy wadding. All I had was the, you'll laugh at this, Joe, you know, the iron-proof stuff that you use in oven mitts. Yeah. So I was deciding to make this bag in faux leather. So I made this bag in faux leather with the thickest wadding you've ever known in your life. So
it's basically like a giant oven glove.
It was just like, yeah. So
it's multifunctional.
It is very multifunctional.
Put your stuff in it, put your dinner in it, put it in the oven, and then use it to take your dinner out of the oven. Brilliant. I think you've hit on something there.
It's a lovely bag though. I use it an awful lot. I did it out of like a mint green faux leather, and because it's actually quite an easy, once you know how to make it, it's actually a really easy bag to do. That's why I thought I'd do this one in the show. And even though we are a little bit pushed for time, I'm feeling relatively confident that we'll get through this. Right, I
have total faith in you, Sarah. I really do.
I'm pleased you do. Right, so I'm starting in the middle like I said I was going to. And I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out. And then when I come back, I'll start in the middle and go out the other way as well.
Wonderful. Sonia says, anyone that's not used zips on a roll should just try them, y'all. It will save you money, and it's so much better than a zip that only has one side and there's no changing it. Zips on a roll can be any size. Definitely grab them. Great tip, Sonia. Zips on a roll, very, very busy. Remember, you just need to choose. They're all half price. Brown, black, or white. It is totally up to you. $4.99 or $4.98. Which one is the most popular one? I'm going to put my neck on the line and say it is the white one. The white one is the most popular one.
Yeah, I would imagine white or the black. To be honest, they're all useful. They're the sort of ones you should all have them in. You should just have plenty of zips on a roll in, so that no matter what project you're coming to do, you've then got it to hand, haven't you? Yeah,
Carol then goes on to agree as well. She says, I use them all the time. CC zips on the roll are easier than many other brands that I've tried to work with in the past. So that is always good to know. Always remember as well, with a lot of the products, like the core products that we carry all the time, if you want to know what other crafters think about them, and loads of our products have independently verified reviews over on our website. So as well, you can always click the reviews tab under any product, and it will give you loads of reviews from what other crafters just like you have thought about the product as well. So I think that's always a lovely thing to do. So many 5-star review items over on our website. Now, loads still to come, as I said, later this week. Of course, we've got the launch party happening a bit later today. Just over an hour until that Christmas Compendium Craft Along comes your way. Derek will be back here in the morning with you. He has got a masterclass for you in the morning. He's back with Craig, I believe, for that Rose Gold show. And then he'll be back with Craig again for Creative Cravings. Thursday morning, Derek will be here with a masterclass, and then
with me.
It's
a launch day show.
Oh, launch day! Do you want to give us a sneaky peek,
nope.
Sarah? Okay.
They're awesome, though. They're awesome.
Have to tune in for that.
What I'll do is I'll record a little sneaky peek and put it out on like social or something later.
Brilliant. Friday morning, there's an ink pad masterclass, which you will not want to miss. Derek and Leanne will be here looking at all of our ink pads, and then Colour Me Happy is a big one that day. You're going to absolutely love Colour Me Happy. Are you done?
Well, I've done the outer, so can you see that's how you did that perfect stitching round, right? So I'm going to turn it the right way in, because you always have to have right sides together. Can we just appreciate as well, I did this with the heat erasable pen, so that once I got them all lined up, all I'd need to do was iron that little line totally out of place. Isn't it fabulous in those linens, Joe? All right. So once you've got that into place, you want right side. So I've got that bag, and I've done exactly the same in the lining. So I'm going to put my actual bag inside the lining. All right, so that they're always right sides together. In here, left a pokey hole for my lining to get it all through. And I'm just going to, the bits that I struggle with, and I'll be really honest on this, is get these seams lined up, right, and then hold these in place, because this is a little bit different to normal, because we're not just going all the way around, because you've got the lid of the bag to take care of. So if you get these four seams into the right place, the rest of the bag actually becomes really super easy to do. So here we go. I've got all these four here. Then this is what I'm talking about, Joe. These tuck these bits in so that you don't have any issues with them. And I'm going to pop them down, and then this, because we're going to need to sew all the way around the top as well. So it's going to take me a couple of minutes. Oh, we've just got less than 5 minutes, but it might take me 5 minutes. We ain't going anywhere till I've finished sewing it, Joe.
That's Sarah pulling rank there to let us know.
I'm like, this bag's going to look gorgeous. We're not going anywhere till I've finished sewing it. So I will just get all this lined up in place. You can do whatever roundup you need to from the show, Joe, though.
Okie doke.
I'll allow you to do that as long as everyone can still see me doing the sewing. All right?
Right, let's start off then, in that case, with the fabric strip roll. It's been so busy. Remember, buy one, get one free on this fabric strip roll. So normally $17.99, $17.95 would get you one of these, but you're actually going to get two of these included here in this price, which is fantastic. So you can see there, let me take you through all the fabrics that you've got on there. So you've got that beautiful mustard, you've got that wonderful red and green with the bees there, that wonderful sort of plain mint. You've then got that beautiful garden, which matches gloriously with the actual bees themselves, which are beautiful, and you've also got that wonderful mint green bee garden there as well. The great thing about that is that, of course, there's loads of different projects out there on the web which are designed to work with your jelly rolls or your strip rolls. The bag making dies, the ones that Sarah's working on at the moment. I think she's working. Are you working on the satchel at the moment? You are.
I am working on the satchel.
So this is the satchel one just here. Really lovely big dies, as you can see. $29.99 here, or $39.95 there, as you can see, saving you again $29.99 or $39.95. Half price. You also get that. You then get, of course, the backpack one in there as well. That rotating mat that you've seen Sarah working on all the way through the show, that's on the show for you. $24.99 or $34.95. What you do is you pay for the mat. We give you these two free of charge. So you get freebies totaling $18.98 or $23.90, as you can see there. So you've got that lovely charm pack, and you've also got that rotary cotter there too. Now, zips on a roll, one of the stars of the show today. You can see whether you're going for brown or white or black, it's completely up to you. That's the choice, $4.99 or $4.98. They are half price. I see a lot of people are multi-ordering on these at the moment as well, so do snap them up whilst they're on that half price deal. Right, we've also got for you on the show the panel dies. I mean, I've got so many crafty goodies over here. I mean, I've just got to try and, here they are, lurking under my backpack. The panel dies, these are brilliant. So what you've got here is you've got the daisy panel, you also have the mosaic panel, the floral panel, and the tessellating triangle panel. They are the four that are there. $15.99. Usual price on those $47.96 or $67.80 makes those they're an absolute steal. Remember, because there are multimedia dies, they're a 1.5mm thickness. You can take them through. They'll go through absolutely any sort of not just fabrics. Think about craft metals, cork, mount board, foams. They'll go through as well, which is brilliant. Also, one of the stars of this show is this beautiful storage solution for your fabrics from Tiffany. What you're going to get in here, you get these kind of like reusable, they're like reusable bolts, if you will. This is what they look like when they come to you. 10 in a packet. You get 2 packs of those, which is brilliant, and they just allow you to keep your fabric. Not only do you get to keep your fabric, it's also going to keep it nicely pressed. It's not going to screw it up or wrinkle it up, which is brilliant. You get 20 of the fabric holders, and then you get 5 of these really durable folders as well, so you can arrange them all beautifully. If you want to put them into something like a deep drawer or a filing system, you've even got the tabs on there as well, so you can label them up, have them all stacked up if you want to. Great if you like to take your fabrics around, maybe you go to a sewing club or you go to sewing classes. These are going to be brilliant, and it's going to keep it all nice and pristine for you. Right, how are you getting on over there, Sarah?
Right, I always like to just give it a last look over before I turn it inside out to make sure I've caught all of my seams in. Right, I'm a bit nervous now. Okay, here we go. I'm getting nervous.
The big reveal.
Right, so there's my little poke hole, right? So here we go. I'm going to bring all of you in first. So there's the inside and all of this part. Oh, the moment of truth. Hey, that fabric's lovely, mind, isn't it? That mustard. I'm going to take some of that aqua.
Isn't it lovely?
And I'm going to have a go at making this in the... Oh, the pink. Hey, it would be nice in the pink one, this one as well, wouldn't it?
Do you know what? Linen bags are not something I'd thought of. Do you know what might be lovely in this linen fabric? You know, like shopping totes. Just shopping totes with a little bit of plain backing on the back of it. No wadding or anything, but just beautiful little shopping totes. It would look lovely with that.
And they're nice and simple projects to make as well.
I did say 2020 was going to be the year I was going to learn to sew, didn't I? I do feel like a lot happened between me making that promise at the start of the year. I feel like I've had a few other bits on since then, Sarah.
Well,
maybe I can rest it towards the end of the year.
We've been a little bit busy, haven't we? Right, let's have a look. So you're going to give this, when you do this at home, you're going to give it a really nice press, and you're going to go and top stitch it. But I just want you to see if my bag's worked, so I can do all of that.
17 minutes thus far. I think that is miraculous.
I've been doing all right. Like I said, I know I'd done I know I'd stitched the back one on first, but I left it so that I could show you one of each technique. Oh, I tell you what, that's come together all right, that.
Isn't it?
Nice bit of pressing, cut all those little edges off, but that'll come over. These pieces just clip onto there and look quite nice with the little snap fastenings. And then I've done the little rings on the side so that I just then add my strap. Obviously, we won't be a foam stabilised strap now that we've sold out of them. But I think that looks all right, doesn't it?
It looks absolutely more than all right. It looks absolutely brilliant. Crafting with Quilly Lady says, I'm so impressed with the bag. I would need to watch it again to try and have a go at it. You can watch these shows back every time.
Over and over.
Sarah, it's been an absolute pleasure to be back in the sewing room with you. The first time in months we've been together for this Soft Side of Life show. I've absolutely loved it. Don't go anywhere. Just under an hour till the craft along over on Sarah's Facebook page, and we'll be back here on Crafters TV in 3 hours time for the launch party. So I hope you'll join us then. Take care.